on the show. John, why are you going live?
I told you we were going to jump in.
John is going rogue. I don't like it. I'm in charge here.
You're giving Neil's secrets away.
I'm in charge, John. I'm the God Emperor, and I say when we broadcast live.
Well, you said it, so
One, don't give away my secrets. 2, don't interrupt me. Negative, you take 3 wounds for being a dick. That's canon.
I'd be dead.
But I'm the rogue trader, damn it.
Canon. I don't care. Your permit is revoked. I'm the God Emperor, and I say I don't like it.
I think you should just strip him of all fate points.
Oh, yeah,
I was actually trying. Yeah. You lose 1 fate point permanently. That's it. It's canon. Anywho, I was trying to get something. John, I was trying to get some things done because if this shit dies, I got to have another podcast because I can't have any fewer than 3 or 4 podcasts at any given time.
Look, if this dies, we'll just play a different game. I back.
No, we gotta get the zombie. It's anyway. It's our.
Don't mention it.
Look, ticket to fame. Anywho, I was pitching people on this idea. I'm just saying, ticket to fame. If you want to be millionaires and like whatever, and like want all the money in the world, just do what I'm saying and stop listening to John, the guy who doesn't make any money. The guy who doesn't have fucking $11,000 of revenue in the first quarter of this year before COVID and for his coffee company. The guy that knows what's happening with money. I have the money ideas. Get on board. Then all of that money went away in credit card interest. Because we didn't sell anything for the next 3 months. Because everything was closed. Please order Birds with Feather Coffee Company online.
I just
order as much as you can. You did. I sent that out. And there was another Legends order this week. I sent it today. I thank you, Legends fans, so much. You continue your support, and I'm wildly enthusiastic about it. I love all of the support we get from this podcast. So please keep ordering because I've got a lot of bags of coffee in the garage, guys, and I gotta roast it. Or it's gonna sit there forever. Please buy my coffee. Let's play this game.
And there's your commercial.
I haven't drank in a week, and this is bourbon.
Oh, here we go. So you and John both in.
There's going to be some real butthole talk going.
Yeah, I'm currently drinking a beer as big as my head. That's 11% ABV.
I like. Oh, what is it? That sounds great. What is this?
It's called Imperial Death Stout from, and it is from Famulari's Brewery in James Island, South Carolina. My favorite brewery down here.
I've never had it, but that name nailed it. Imperial Death Stout. I love it.
I just finished a what are they called when you get the big jar of beer?
Growler.
Yeah, good. I just finished a growler of In the Darkness Bind Them.
Ooh.
Yeah,
that sounds delicious.
That's only 9. That's only 9%. So yours
weak sauce.
Weak. I'm pretty sure
it's a chocolate coffee stout from Mayflower.
Ooh. I'm pretty sure coins float in this.
I will say, Big Storm Brewery near me does category 1 through 5 Belgian ales based on hurricane categories, and the last 5 I had was 14 point something.
Oh Jesus! What?
Can you even call that beer?
I don't know if that's legally beer anymore. All I know is it's so alcohol-y. Now, category 4 is I like 3 the best. 3 is like the reasonable 9.8 or whatever. And like category 4 was like 10 or 11. But yeah, category 5 is like 14. And it just tasted like sweet, sugary candy alcohol weirdness. Which is fine. I get it. But yes, after 11%, I think is my cutoff for beer. I think after that, you just get into like you just put a shot of vodka into a beer at this point. Like it's just too much.
Sounds delicious.
John's mad. He really wants this. He really wants this. So we get rogue tradering. Let's rogue trader. Let's do it.
All right.
Butthole. Nailed it. I'm in charge of this show, Venari. Don't you try to big time me. I'm sorry. I'm excited today. I'm excited. Right. Put it at the after show. People love this shit. This is what
I'm gonna cut this.
Or don't.
Yeah, exactly.
Or don't. Okay, hold on.
Don't fuck with Neil. He's a power top.
That's right. I'm a power top, and I am unforgiving. I just go for it. I go to town, baby, like a rodeo.
Ow!
Is that? That's what he said.
Yeah, it is what I said.
I flipped the script. Anywho, okay, 1, 2, 3. I'm reset. Let's do this. I'm real. Right. I'm for real now. Okay.
Hello and welcome to the Legends of Tabletop podcast. We're getting ready to jump into our Rogue Trader game. It's session 25. Last session, we talked to the old tech priest who turned out to be darn something. He was an Adolium. I can't read my handwriting.
Darn. He was adorable.
Yeah. It's already starting great. Darn something.
That's fine. And
darn tootin'. We'll rename him.
The other rogue trader, Haldane, was coming the following day, but we talked to Venari, was making phone calls and trying to figure things out. Phone calls, right? He's using the choir.
There's no phones. Vox calls or choir messages, yeah.
And then he big timed Talon Tracks. Talon Tracks was like, when he told him exactly what was going on with Demon Goo, he was like, come back. And he was like, fuck you, I'll come back when I'm ready. And then they wound up going back, but not before he got Tim killed by trying to break into the tech priest's super secret modified shuttle. But, to Venari's credit, collected the body, brought him back. We're gonna see if we can, get him fixed up. Whatever tech priests do, he's mostly machine.
Theoretically, anyway. Well, yeah, he's might be alive still ish. I don't know. I actually don't know the lore whether you could resurrect that person, but if nothing else, they'd make a fine servitor.
Yeah, I mean, we've got his head. I mean, it's probably fine.
You mean Somnius? Are you talking about the actual
No,
guy?
Tim, my tech.
Oh, Tim, the guy you got killed. Yeah. He's probably gonna be a server or a servo skull, but he's probably not gonna be like himself. But you never know. Maybe.
Fuck.
Can Venari have 2 servo skulls?
That's what I'm thinking. Then
constantly orbiting around him.
He'd get assigned to someone else.
Okay, I just want to point out, if you somehow actually kill Jarnan and make a servo skull out of him, he better have a fucking flamethrower.
The mouth opens and
it'd be pretty awesome. It would be pretty bad.
Absolutely.
I might allow it just for awesomeness.
Same.
So we wound up back on Footfall, which is the big one. I can't fucking remember.
Port Wonder, god damn it. No,
I can never remember.
Footfall is where your feet fall as you get into the Coronis Expanse. It's an expansion's... No, that's what... No, you don't like it? That's how it is! I didn't make that up! That's why it's called it! Footfall is your footfall into a new fucking expanse of the galaxy. That's why it's called Footfall. Port Wonder is I wonder what... It's not O, it's an A. But anyway, I wonder what's beyond this warp storm. Football! Where your feet fall as you get into the Coronis Expanse.
I've been on Port Wonder, and I'm pretty sure my feet fell when I walked.
Your feet fall anywhere, but where do you start? Where do your feet fall when you arrive in the Coronis Expanse?
My mom's vagina.
Wow.
Why are your feet in your mom's vagina?
I've never had
It's one of her kinks.
I've never had my feet fall on anyone's vagina as I arrived at a new geography. I'm just saying.
I thought,
That's
but
fair.
I thought it was all about the back door.
Missionaries are weird. We do the
I'm
rectory. Just saying.
The rectory does sound very seductive. I mean, maybe, but look, that's a military term.
You call it Utah. I don't know. All right. So
I call it anyway. Footfall is where your feet fall. In current tense. Let's move on. Port Wonder is, and it's Wonder, not I believe not Wanderer. It's actually Wonder.
Yeah, I need to learn something.
W-A-N-D-E-R. So anyway, you're at Port Wonder.
Yep. All right.
Yes, and you have not actually been to Footfall in a very long time.
Mm-hmm. It's on my mental to do. He says, Kane, make a note. We have to get back to Footfall.
And then literally no one responds, and everyone looks at you confused because there is no Kane. Is that your or
the
is that your
Serpo Skull?
Is that what you call him?
Yeah.
Yeah,
but it's Tim.
No, it's not Tim. I forgot you called it Kane. Okay.
Yeah.
It makes a note. Your data slate updates. Guys, this isn't going well tonight. It's mostly my fault.
It's going fabulously.
I don't care. Anyway, let's do this. This is about entertainment, not consistency.
Yeah. All right,
okay, you arrive at Port Wonder. You have your sample of anti-psyker goo, multiple avenues to pursue from there, and it is an open dialogue as to what the group chooses to do from there.
All right. So
Talon Trax obviously had been contacted previously. He knows you have the substance.
All right, so Jarnan, as we previously discussed, I will make my way over to Explorer Talon Trax and begin working out details on a deal. I suppose that you'll be speaking with Kynnoch as well. I would like to make this a cross-platform, if at all possible, as I have, of course, agreed with you. We should be able to perhaps weaponize this substance for the Ecclesiarchy's benefit and the benefit of all mankind.
I will go speak to Kynnoch, and I will try to keep him from roasting your body to the bone, because you are dealing with some forbidden liquid.
I have full faith in your abilities, Jarnan. Of course, I do this for the betterment of mankind and that of the Imperium.
That is why I'm going to speak to Kynnoch for you, and why I have not killed you myself yet.
You are most gracious.
I know. And
Kane,
I'm
make a
gonna
note.
walk away.
He makes it makes a note.
It has like a
Skulls are no
mechadendrite
longer a
tongue
he or she.
and like a mechanical pencil, and it like
Okay.
doesn't.
Wait,
like,
he's using pencil, not.
I don't
It's
know.
not even using a pen. This is terrible. You've chosen the worst Serpo Skull. He has a big mechanical pencil. Oh, it
But he's a
broke!
robot.
I'm out of the way. This isn't what I signed up for. I at least need blue or black ink to be compliant with federal regulations.
Kynnoch, do you have any plans? Do you have anything that you wish to accomplish now that we have our feet back on the ground?
Yes, I have a little bit of a personal matter to take care of, if you do not mind, Captain.
Of course not. You are, of course, your own master here. As a member of the crew, you're free to come and go as you please.
Thank you. And he'll have already turned and started to walk away by the time that Venari finishes his sentence.
He's getting flagrant at this point.
So I'll look over
Hard not to do after that last.
I'll look over to Venari and just kind of shrug. And still stand next to him.
At least I can count on you, Emmaus.
Well, after your last conversation with Talon Tracks, it didn't go as friendly as it could have. So I'm assuming you may need some another set of eyes while you're talking to him.
I believe negotiations will go well. We are indeed holding all the cards, are we not?
At the moment, if he wants to gain anything out of this, yes, definitely. But we have to be careful that he doesn't turn this around against us. We may hold all the cards, but he has some leverage with what we're going to be discussing with him.
True.
So this would hopefully Jarnan can hopefully give us a bit of a shielding, depending on how his discussions go.
Well, I believe Talon Tracks will not be enthusiastic of his support in regards to the Ecclesiarchy, but I believe we can make things work.
No matter which way this goes, we'll have to make sure we position ourselves to either make something out of it or be able to save ourselves to live to scheme another day.
Indeed. We'll need to find a crate for Tim. Hopefully they'll be able to fix him. He's mostly machine, so perhaps they can just put his head on another body.
Are we going to attempt to try to make something of him, or are we going to allow them to do it?
That would be completely under Talon Tracks' purview. That is, of course, one of his, I don't want to say acolytes, but one of his brethren.
Which should we lead with? Should we lead with Tim, or should we lead with the business opportunity?
I'm sure he'll be chomping at the bit to discuss this bit of business. You're going to throw Tim in as an afterthought, perhaps.
Well, we'll get some of the crew to prepare that and get it ready to take over.
All right, indeed. So they will make appropriate preparations. If there is no box available, then he will get a repulsor sled and just fucking throw him on it.
Sure. I mean, if you can have a cargo container. Yeah.
Okay. We posted in the chat there is no box.
We can weaken and Bernie's on
that. What?
You did. It says the God Emperor says there isn't a box.
Oh no!
He's talking about the Google. He's talking about the YouTube chat.
I was trying to figure out how people are chatting. Sorry.
Oh,
never mind. No, I'm sorry.
Well, we can.
I'm really sorry. I actually didn't. Yeah, I meant I can't do the live chat thing because there's live chats going, and I actually can't figure out how to post to that.
So if you open up another tab, pull up the YouTube channel, and then mute the video, then you can. Yep.
It's definitely muted. But I still don't see where to do this. Where am I doing? There's a top chat.
You can pop out the chat. Yeah, if you pop out the chat, you can also just have the chat without the video.
Okay, let me do that maybe. Well, I still can't. There we go. No, I can't. Say something. Oh, I'm the wrong guy. Guys, forget it. Never mind. Okay. Max, fucking just post your book online. I don't care. Just post that. Put a link.
So
guys.
I think actually YouTube didn't let you actually post the link. I don't have that as well, but I don't think it actually posted the link. I guess, which is weird.
Well, I apologize.
Shit like that, but send it to me.
God Emperor. I say you can post that link, Max. I don't. It's if that is your real name, and I say post it because Oh well. If it's not, you should change your name legally to Max Writer because that sounds cooler. Do it. send me that link. Anywho, John, edit that out.
Yep.
I don't know how to chat because I'm chatting as my other podcast. That's weird, and I don't know how to fix that. Anywho, long story short, let's get along with this game.
Okay, Tim is in a long rectangular box that looks.
Yeah, Tim can be in whatever. It can be as adorned as you like. You have fancy coffins. You have not so fancy coffins. You have not coffins
It's not.
at all.
It's a floating wooden box.
Yeah, essentially. Yeah.
That's harder to do somehow, but you have it. You have a pine box somehow. It's completely unnecessary that somehow hovers, even though a metallic sort of thing that actually, hovers. A metallic sort of torpedo type tube Spock from Star Trek 2 type deal is more likely, but no, you've somehow made a wooden box that levitates.
I think Neil just had a stroke.
With him in it. I'm just saying, you said wood for some reason, and wood's really hard to find.
It's so metal, it doesn't matter.
But you said wood, it's wood. And
it looks like the old paneling on a station wagon. It looks like wood, but it's metal.
But Venari is so rich.
It's
that's
it's
not
some
really
kind of
wood.
weird. Yeah, some kind of weird vinyl wood substitute.
Wait, I thought that actually was wood on the side of an old station wagon.
No,
it's not.
It's vinyl. Yeah,
Isn't it called a woody?
At one point,
cruisers
yes, it was
back in the 60s.
like in the
okay.
60s. In the
Shut your
60s,
mouth. There is
yes. Like in the 60s, yes. In the 80s, fuck no, that shit was vinyl. That was
Dude, my mom had one. I always thought that was real wood.
That was fucking veneer. My family had a whatever it's called.
Woody.
Shit, the minivan that had the
the family truckster.
Had the wood on the side as well. I don't remember the name of the model. The Plymouth Voyager.
Caravan.
It might have been a Voyager.
It was a Voyager, maybe. Anyway,
Dodger's a Caravan, I think.
Shit wasn't real. That shit was shit was plastic. This game's gone way out of hand already.
So
I understand why people.
What game?
Let's go.
Kevin
we
got
lost.
And Kevin's gone.
Kevin's out. He's like, I get up at 4 a.m. Dude. Stupid shit.
Fuck you guys. All right. Well, so he's gone. So do you want to go to either Jesse or Bessie for the next
sure.
game?
Let's go with Jesse. I don't know what Jesse's thinking. So Kynnoch, I actually don't know what he was thinking about doing. So let's go with him first.
I actually
more
just decided when you asked me, when Venari was like, "What are you doing?" That's when I decided what I was going to do. So,
okay. Well, what
right,
would
so
Kynnoch? What's Kynoch's plan? You've arrived. You've arrived. Tim is apparently getting some kind of weird.
Yeah, whatever.
Wooden burial fucking coffin casket to the tech priest.
So whatever station we're on right now.
Port Wonder.
Port Wonder. Okay. Okay, I can do this without laughing. So I don't know, in the universe as it currently is there are there libraries?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, now public libraries is a different story, but yes, there are libraries. They would likely be under the control of various factions, so it would depend on what kind of information you're seeking, but certainly Navigator houses would have libraries 100% for sure. The Administratum would have them, the Ecclesiarchy,
So where would he need to go? And he, especially with what we have been dealing with lately, he would like to look up some information on demons and maybe chaos gods.
You're gonna get flagged as soon as you do that search.
You're gonna make the FBI list. You're
Jarnan's gonna show up and be like, "What were you searching for?"
the Ecclesiarchy would be the top of the list on who would have data on, especially libraries on demons and heritages and events that have occurred with warp presence type things. Obviously, the tech priests would have some of that data. The administratum also could have some. The primary holder would be the Ecclesiarchy. An inquisitor would obviously have a ton of data. Each inquisitor would likely have their own set of potentially like specific information that maybe they have hoarded, but the Ecclesiarchy in general would be the one you would be looking for. Although I will say the Navigator houses being a direct sort of utilizer of warp powers and its bindings, the Navigator houses, I would say, would have a relatively relatively good database of that sort of activity as well. But probably not.
Well, would Kynnoch be allowed to enter an ecclesiarchal data source?
If you could,
or is that like,
them.
Yeah,
if you could convince them.
Would
you be able to walk in? Would you be able to walk in there? No. Would you be able to convince them? Potentially. Navigator house, you could maybe leverage contacts in that way. They would likely have a significant amount of data of warp entities, presences, because you have to know what you're blocking out as much as you are what you like, because you're restricted in your abilities. That's the whole point. So Navigator houses, merchant houses may also have some data as well. Probably not as much as the Ecclesiarchy, but it is possible, and you would have much more of a connection there, obviously.
Yes. I'm gonna try I'm not too friendly with Navigator, with like some more popular Navigator houses.
Okay.
And so yeah, I think, and I'm also not particularly friendly with the Ecclesiarchy, so I think I would be kind of faking it to make it in either case.
Okay.
So I think it would be more interesting, and he would get more information on what he is looking for through the ecclesiarchal data.
Sure, yeah, for sure. Yes. Yeah, so you go to the
he'll spend a little bit of time
their temple.
Figuring out where to go. Yeah.
Okay, you go to the temple. There is an acolyte that approaches you. Greetings. I see you seem to have some interest in our endeavors. What may I help you with? Kind citizen of the Imperium.
Yes. I am of the crew of the Heretics Bane, the rogue trader ship under Captain Hallerman, and I am here on behalf of oh god, I can't remember what would Jarnan's like designation be? I can't remember.
He's a missionary, technically. He could be a missionary, but a missionary, right, is Jarnan. Correct.
Yeah, no, my followers are acolytes.
All right, yeah.
He's a missionary. He's above this guy.
Yeah. I am here on behalf of missionary Jarnan of said Heretics Bane. He has sent me here to collect a little bit of information and do a little bit of research while he takes care of some other things with over with Karnot stand.
With Stand himself.
Yes, Jarnan is currently in a meeting with him, and to not bog him down and to kind of free up a little bit of time, he has sent me over here to collect some data for him.
Well,
do a little bit of quick research.
Yes. In what information do you seek? I would not wish to inhibit his endeavor.
He'll lean in a little bit. But we came across some demonic sources in the warp on our travel to another system, and we were just we wish to look into precisely what those sources were.
He looks concerned, not aggressive, but more startled. I'm not sure.
Yes. Well, you see, so there was a system, there was a system that had been just recently opened up that had been part of a warp storm that had separated it from connection with the Imperium, and so we just, they were tainted and overrun by demonic forces, and so Jarnan, the missionary Jarnan, would just is very interested in what had happened there.
Do you have?
And so he asked me to.
Do you have a writ? Yeah. Do you have a writ of authorization?
It's like patting his cloak. He's like, I do not. I apologize. We just landed here, and we were kind of making haste on as quick a turnaround as we possibly can. I'm afraid that we did not have time.
Well, I feel like the that Stand himself would have to authorize this, particularly when looking into demonic forces. I don't mean to.
If you know what, if you wish for me to take the time and waste the time of missionary Jarnan and Stand, and go all the way over there, deal with them, then come all the way back here with the writ, just as you like, and me not return with the information that missionary Jarnan has requested that I bring back to him, if that is what you wish, then yes, I will do that, and you will be the one that will answer to Jarnan when I do not bring the information back to him. Do you understand that?
He
can I possibly intimidate him a little bit?
Yeah, so that's what I was gonna say. So you're going for intimidation. So I will allow intimidate, and you are I would say a plus 15 for invoking a superior's sort of rank.
All right. So intimidate is technically supposed to be strength.
Yeah, which I don't buy. I hate that. So I'm okay with some other sort of.
I'll go with whatever else you wish.
He busts out a dance move.
I would say you can use intelligence or fellowship, or I think in this case you're trying to you're sort of trying to either outwit him or try to sort of like trick him. So I think either of those two, for fellowship certainly, intelligence potentially, as you're trying to invoke sort of.
Well, I'll leave it up to you. My intelligence is a 53 and my fellowship is a 32. But I'm okay with either one.
I would say by the rules, you're more going with fellowship, but you get the plus 15 because you're kind of invoking a sort of a higher ranking individual. So we'll say that.
Plus, I also have between a talent and a mutation a plus 20 to intimidation. So
Bastard.
Never mind. Okay, he's
so that's
terrified
a
of you from
52,
the outset.
62.
Yeah.
So I'm rolling under a 67.
Oof. Okay, let's
See
see
if I
how
can
this
do it.
goes. Yeah, let's see how this goes.
I'm gonna use a fate point because I rolled a 99.
Oh, that
He
would be
shoots
so
you in the
good.
face.
Yeah.
And
Guards!
that is that's a break even 50.
Okay.
Actually, actually, wait. The 00 means so that's a 5 actually.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry
He
if it was
shoots on the floor.
Yeah. Oh, no, please don't do that. I've been reprimanded before for insolence when regarding an Inquisitor's acolyte. Please, I'll show you the way.
Hey, and he'll pat him on the head. Thank you.
He bows and continues walking on. He takes you to the library sort of area. It is a vast vault of books. And obviously there is a, sort of, computer-based card catalog, if you would, type thing. What are you looking up? I'm going to follow this track for
I'm gonna
little
first
bit longer.
if he kind of hangs around, I'm gonna be like, that is all. Shoo.
He bows. He will walk away. He's like, please, if I can do anything, please let me know.
You can't. Go away now.
Okay.
Yeah. So now that he's gone, he's basically just gonna start researching the Chaos Gods and all that kind of shit.
Okay. That case would be an actual knowledge, either chaos or demons, or what knowledge do you have that is?
I have basic forbidden lore chaos runes. We start there.
That's specific to sort of runes. I don't know if you have seen additional runes or not, but if you are looking at what runes you have seen, that certainly would be a place you could start. If you don't have any other, warp forbidden knowledge could potentially.
I also have. I am trained in warp.
What are you trying to determine from these?
He is basically trying to figure out. So he knows the name, or at least the name that the demon has given us, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to try to kind of figure out if there's any information on this demon or the name that the demon gave us, and try to connect it to kind of the realms of chaos and try to kind of like I'll
give you knowledge, forbidden knowledge warp. You could use that. Yeah.
All right. Let's see if I can roll under a 53. And I roll a 3. I'm wasting all my good rolls on this shit.
Wasting? I don't know. This is like, you're getting good data.
Sure, yeah, but then I'm gonna fucking crash our ship into a moon.
True.
That's true.
You wouldn't crash it. You would navigate it into the moon. I would be the one to crash it.
Yeah, me to crash it.
That's correct. You find you do a lot of digging into these various texts made available to you. You find that the unnamed is referenced multiple times. Are you talking about the one that shows up, or are you talking about the one that with the goo? I guess that's the other question.
The one that shows up.
Okay, so the unnamed
because we don't know.
up.
We have no idea who the one with the goo is, right? Like we haven't gotten a name for that.
No, yeah, you haven't gotten a name yet. Yeah, the other one is
Yeah.
called the Unnamed. You see references to it quite a bit, at least as you're digging into data deeper and deeper. It is what some believe is a higher god or chaos entity, even above sort of the known sort of primarchs of chaos, so Slanesh and Korn.
So like, wow.
So
he's like, so it's like the I don't want to say generic, but like the power above that is really unknown
or older than, yes,
older than,
so potentially older than those gods. And that was a pretty good roll. So I'm gonna say so not only was this the Unnamed a sort of trickster god that manipulates the universe sort of above those sort of four primary chaos gods, but you also see links that potentially this unnamed demon is also what the Eldar worship as sort of the true god that will sort of unite the universe in sort of a Xenos sort of that sort of the laughing god of Eldar may or may not be the Nameless. That's at least mentioned in some texts.
Okay. I like where this is going. He'll continue kind of doing his research and reading on for a while.
Okay. So he is doing his research. That takes you hours upon hours to sift through.
Yeah.
As the rest of your cohort,
They have to fix the ship that Kynnoch crashed into his sun. So we're gonna be here for a while.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. Damn it.
Only the best of Venari's staff.
Okay. Who's going next? Is it going to be Jarnan or Venari?
All right, go ahead, John.
All right. So I am headed off to Carnot Stan to try to convince him that black liquid is a good thing for the God Emperor.
Okay. The Ecclesiarchy, the members of the acolytes that greet you bow deeply, and they escort you immediately to Carnot Stand, who is, I guess at this point would be likely something like a deacon or a cardinal at this point. I hadn't really assigned a status, but he definitely seems to be in the deacon, archdeacon, cardinal range. So let's say cardinal, Cardinal Stand.
Cardinal Carnot.
Yep, Cardinal
We'll go with
Carnot.
that.
Greetings, Jarnan.
Greetings, Cardinal.
Our faithful missionary. What news do you bring me?
I bring you news of a peculiar substance that my colleagues and I have found.
Interesting. Seems like something you've traveled far and wide. Obviously, something of immense interest if it brings you to me directly.
It is of immense use in the proper hands. Unfortunately, the hands we ripped it out of were not the appropriate ones.
This sounds concerning. Please
And
be forthcoming. Tell the truth of the God Emperor to me.
it is not exactly in the proper hands at the moment either. However, it is, how to put this gently, the blood of our enemies, and could be used to assist the God Emperor's cause.
This sounds concerning. Please elaborate.
I agree, it definitely does sound concerning. It is a black substance that we have been able to identify as demon blood.
And obviously, this must be destroyed.
Uh,
Convince me otherwise. It seems you think something else must be done.
I actually do. I know that the Ecclesiarchy is not always on the side of using such items to further the God
Because it's
Emperors.
heresy, yes.
That I am certain of.
The blood of demons must be the blood of evil, and therefore not useful to the Imperium of man. But go on, please.
See, that I agree with. It should not be used by the likes of man. However, I do believe it could be used for in the service of the God Emperor. Just as psychers are technically heresy, but they are useful to the God Emperor.
Interesting. I don't disagree. Psychers do use the warp, our antithesis, if you will, anti-life, in order to expand the reach of the God Emperor. And the God Emperor himself channels the warp. Tell me, what do you see this substance being of use? For what do you see it being useful?
Well, you may or may not know where I stand with pretty much everything, but my entire life is based on service to the God Emperor. I have made some questionable choices in the past that I have had to talk my way out of, but talking has always confirmed that I was doing it for the God Emperor. I believe that this is still one of those cases, and I believe that we can use the demon blood, in fact, to destroy many demons at a time.
Go on. How so? What is so special about this particular demon's blood?
Well, have you ever seen a human drink a large amount of human blood?
I mean, maybe some psychopaths at some point, sure.
Have you ever seen them drink so much blood that their body shuts down?
No, I suppose not.
I have. Now, what do you think? Since human blood can destroy humans, what do you think demon blood would do to demons?
I suppose it may harm them. We haven't, to my knowledge,
So,
investigated this avenue. So you're saying you can bring this demon blood to the Ecclesiarchy and allow us another weapon against chaos?
correct, both a weapon and a tracker. If we
Hmm.
can teach psychers how to hone in on this demon blood, they'll be able to find demons anywhere.
Then this is of great importance to the Ecclesiarchy. We must have access to it, and no one else.
Oh, of course, I would never bring it to anybody but the Ecclesiarchy.
Then I look forward to seeing a sample of this material. It seems something quite unique. Something, obviously, demons have been destroyed, but this seems to have unique properties. Perhaps more interesting than others we have seen. We would most graciously accept a sample. Of course, we also would ask that other parties not be made aware of its existence. For example, the tech priests,
Cut
the
to
administratum.
yeah, you wouldn't believe it. We went downstairs and there's a fucking demon, right? No arms, no legs.
Yeah, we got all this goo. Goo, 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 goo.
I didn't mean to interrupt, but it was funny.
Just one matter more. This demon blood has been witnessed by myself to block the taint of the warp in items. To the point
mean-
where our Navigator and Psyker could not detect it.
Well, this is of great concern. It seems as if this could be used against the Imperium to mask those with the ability to interact with the warp. This is, if this is what you say, it's tantamount to the supremacy of the Ecclesiarchy over the souls of the Imperium of man.
Exactly. But if I can get you enough, possibly we could develop a way to see through this masking.
This sounds of heresy. Seeing through the mask is not of our concern. This must be eliminated. No one should be able to mask these powers.
But
The ability to change the will of the warp?
however, there is one point you may be missing upon my speech. If it does block Psychers, Navigators, and everybody else from detecting the taint of the warp, our missionaries could bring back any such weapons to the Ecclesiarchy, and we would never have to worry about the other sects determining that we have these weapons and try to steal them from us to use.
I don't know about this.
It would
Perhaps.
be the ultimate way to hide all warp-tainted items so that we can control them and that nobody else can ever use them.
I had not thought of that. I was only thinking of the entities, of psychers, of heretics that channel the warp for their own will. They could hide as well, and I think that might be too much danger. We must... You know where this came from?
I do, but they can create more.
Then
If
we shall destroy their source.
But if we cannot find it, how can we destroy it? We must
You
study
said
this.
you know the source.
Oh, I know the source. The source is inside demons. They can always make more. So we must study this liquid so that we can see through it.
We don't know this. You don't know it. Maybe it's just this one demon. The demons have blood everywhere, and they don't suppress the warp just when we cut them with a power sword or smash through them with a fist of iron. They simply revert back to the warp.
The amount that I have seen, it could not have come from just one demon.
Then that is for the Ecclesiarchy to determine, not a missionary. You have your role, you found this source, and it is up for the cardinal, as well as the archdeacons, and those even above me to determine the fate.
Well, I
speak for the God Emperor, and I must see this for myself.
Well, I will leave this in your very capable hands then. If you would like, I can retire and go get you a sample and bring it and return it to you.
Please do. I hope to see this as soon as you could possibly. Spare absolutely no delays. Bring it to us immediately. And please, make sure no one else finds out. We must have this for ourselves in order to contain the danger, you understand?
Absolutely. Your Holiness, I shall return post-haste. And I'll give them a little bow and walk out.
I bid you farewell, Godspeed.
And I'll head back to the ship.
Okay. I assume Venari and Emmaus have already gone on their way to the tech priest while he's doing that, right?
Yep.
Okay. You make your way to the Adeptus Mechanicus compound. They show you to I'm blanking on
Talon Tracks is the guy's
Talon
name.
Tracks. Yep, Talon Tracks. I don't know if I gave him a title. Did I ever give him a title? Other than he's more than a tech priest. He's like
I don't remember.
I don't know if I ever did. I'm going back. He's an explorator, so he's sort of actually not that much above. You don't have an explorator, so he's above that. Sure, we'll go with explorator. They introduce you. He comes in slowly, mechandrites flying all about.
Greetings, rogue trader Hallerman. Why do you seek this audience?
Did you forget our conversation so soon, Explorer Talon Tracks? We have business to discuss, do we not?
It seems we do. I hope that you have not gotten cold feet. What is it you have brought me? A sample of this substance you've told me of?
Yes, indeed. The sample of the demon blood that blocks warp energies.
Something we have never been able to find before. A unique property. Very uniquely positioned to help the Mechanicus.
Have you had any success with the previous sample that we left for you? As it turns out, that substance that we left, that small vial, is indeed the same material. It is, in fact, the demon's blood.
We have found that it is indeed, how should I say this, the antithesis of warp energy. Quite fascinating.
How do you believe that is possible, as demons are creatures of the warp? How does it that their blood, or at least this demon's blood, is able to be the antithesis of its entire being?
I can't answer, for the warp itself is mysterious, but I will say a number of organisms, obviously, that we have studied, have shown that the best way to outcompete your your most closest competitor is to suppress their ability. So perhaps this is simply a mutation, a way for this demon to survive or thrive in light of its brethren's more violent or strong-willed abilities. Perhaps this is a way for a demon to thrive without being seen. We don't know.
A rare find indeed, then.
Something so rare that we're willing to make you quite rich in order to be the sole beneficiaries of its unique properties.
Well, to that, we are not the only ones who know of this creature's existence. We truth be told, stumbled on it somewhat unexpectedly, although I was obviously aware that such a thing did exist.
Who else knows?
The extent of people who know, I am unsure. Of course, my command staff knows. And by now, he looks at a space watch. I believe Carnot Stan probably knows as well.
Gods be damned! The God Emperor wishes the Omnissiah finds this unacceptable. You have been working with us. You are a favored ally of the Mechanicus. Why would you give this to the Ecclesiarchy to burn into the confines of history? This must be utilized. This is our weapon against the warp.
I agree, and I am here to speak with you.
Yet you let one of your crew give this to the Ecclesiarchy freely? What kind of rogue trader are you?
One that has to walk a delicate balance.
You have no balance. Your role is to do what's profitable for the Imperium, and I'm telling you right now, for your house, this is what will give you the best outcome for your family line. Limitless resources.
Yes, indeed. That's why I wish to negotiate. Of course, I do have a missionary on board, and the Heretics Bane has a long history of working hand in hand with the Ecclesiarchy. And again, I am here speaking with you. I am hoping that I know there are obvious tensions between the Adeptus Mechanicus and the Ecclesiarchy, but given our unique position, I am hoping that some modicum of a truce may be made, and that we may be able to approach this from both angles.
I'm sorry, but I don't know for certain, but I will say that I do not believe the Ecclesiarchy will agree to a truce on this matter. They will want to destroy this substance. We, however, will want to utilize it for the God Emperor's benefit.
Perhaps. You may be right. I have faith in my missionary's ability to manipulate Carnot. It may be
and
in
if
vain.
you can't,
well, you have first dibs. Assuming that
And if the Ecclesiarchy decides this is an act of war,
I guess we'll have to cross that
obviously,
bridge when we come to it.
we can't fight so openly, but if the choice comes down to those who have provided for you in the past versus those who would simply slip this under the rug, destroying it for humanity's sake, they are lacking imagination in what this could provide. Based on our research, this may be one of the most powerful weapons against those agents of chaos that we seek to destroy. This may in fact be the blood of a prophet of the Omniscient.
If it were to come to all-out war, it is interesting that the Emperor, being a being who can manipulate the warp, would also be subject to the effect of something antithetical to the warp, would he not?
What you speak of is heresy. I cannot comment. But I will say, I know the God Emperor wishes for humanity to thrive. And this is a key. The ability to disarm our enemies of their most powerful weapons. We must research this. We must know more. It cannot be buried into the annals of history in some library, prayed over and apologized for. The Mechanicus and use this. We can make this the turning point in the war against chaos. This
Indeed.
is
Emmaus, if you would.
So I'll walk forward and am I handing over the whole thing we brought, I'm assuming, right? Or
Yeah, so you put it on the counter, and I'm assuming that mechadendrites immediately shoot out, and Venari just slaps his hand on top of the container.
okay.
So I just wanted to make sure this one we have isn't all that we have. We still have some more. This was just a sample, obviously a big sample, but this is what we are bringing specifically for talent tracks, right? We're not handing everything over that we have.
I mean, yeah, Venari probably would have kept like a cup full.
Okay.
Right, like they're getting the lion's share of it. Yeah.
Yeah, but because we're not, we're not using it for anything. So I just wanted to make sure also we did have a bit. It's not like we needed 10 times more left.
Yeah. Because there's not anything we can really do with it per se.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. So Emmaus will take it out. I guess we said it was a pretty big thing, so it's not like he has it on himself, but he'll have like it'll be on top of whatever was conveying Tim in, and Emmaus was kind of leaning on it. So Emmaus will pick it up and he'll stick his hand underneath it and kind of smack the bottom of it and then set it down in front of Talon Tracks.
Yeah, so mechadendrites kind of reach out. His eye focus sort of thing is like like focusing in.
Yeah, Venari puts his hand on the container.
Your terms?
Yes, we have yet to agree on a price or series of favors. However you want to put it.
What do you need?
Thrones are always nice, but I can think of a few other items as well.
I'll offer you substantial increases to your buying power and the ability to call upon the Mechanicus when needed.
All right, that's.
I'm gonna say functionally, it's like it depends on what you're offering. If you're promising them exclusive access moving forward, 3 profit factor, and a significant favor at the
Okay.
minimum. That's what he's offering.
Okay.
But no one else gets access.
Yeah. All right. So he says, thrones, of course. And as you say, if I need a favor, that would be most useful. I don't know that, again, as Kynnoch is made aware, we may have to share the substance, or at least provide them with enough of a decoy for them to be satisfied that the supply has dried up.
Then just tell them no. Tell them you were wrong.
Yes, but my missionary will not toe the line as far as that goes. He has been helpful. He has been even somewhat pliable in the matters that have come to hand as of late. But there's only so far that I may push that bond.
This is not my problem.
It is indeed.
It is not from, well, you give me access to this. They get no access. You become significantly richer and have a powerful ally, or you get nothing. Yes, it's the choice of yours, rogue trader, but I will say they will not offer you what I will. They're much too sacrosanct for that. Profit
Perhaps.
over whatever ridiculous ideals you seem to be saying with this promise. You are in charge of your missionary, are you not? He's assigned to your ship. He is crew. You are rogue trader. He is nothing but rank and file to you. You tell him what to do, and he does it. And that is not give them any access.
You have a very simplistic view on matters, don't you?
In a war versus science and religion, yes. We must do what we must for humanity. Simply praying to the God Emperor and throwing these things into the shadows will not save humanity. What will save humanity is finding a way to stop the corruption of the warp and the forces of chaos. You say this can diminish this, then there is nothing of more importance than that.
Yes, indeed. Perhaps I will need to sleep on it then. See, I, at this point, control the access, which means if you would like to research this, and he sort of taps the container, then you'll have to play ball. I have no love of the Ecclesiarchy per se, other than it provides my writ and allows me to do what I may. But there are, again, certain
The administratum
guidelines.
provides a writ. The Ecclesiarchy has nothing to do with it, I assure you. Nor do we, I will admit.
And yet, if I renege, it makes me rich, perhaps, but an outlaw then.
Not an outlaw. You're a traitor. You may do what you must for the Empire.
I do not believe the Ecclesiarchy will see it the same way, or the Inquisition, perhaps.
They never see things clearly. They're blinded by their faith in some insane scriptures that, quite frankly, are short-sighted at best.
Indeed, I don't disagree. Perhaps, again, an olive branch, if you will. Do you believe, and this is a matter I discussed with my missionary, perhaps the goo, the blood, the substance, could be turned into bolt shells? A weapon against the demons and outer forces of the warp. Something such as this may improve the outlook of the Ecclesiarchy. It may not make them happy per se, but something that we can, again, extend a branch and provide you most of the access.
I could try.
Indeed, that is all I ask.
Negotiate this, but I would not be hopeful if I were you in this outcome. Demon's blood, an anti-warp, anti-psyker substance. If you believe the Ecclesiarchy will allow the Mechanicus to research and weaponize this, then perhaps you were a bigger fool than I had thought you were. The practicalities of the matter is, it's unlikely for them to agree to such a truce. You see, they will see this as heresy. Black and white.
They
Whereas
see everything
we
as
must
heresy.
see the opportunity in between, of course. And you see how much they burn. Be prepared. Regardless of how persuasive the Mechanicus can be, I don't see this being a point of compromise that they are willing to take.
That may be, and perhaps I am a fool. He slides the container over. Be that as it may, you may have
The
this.
Mechanites, come across, they take it. You don't really wait, it's the smile. He has like a Vox coda right mask on. He doesn't but his eyes do sort of gleam and glint a little bit.
I want you to know, Rogue Trader Hallerman, the Adeptus Mechanicus is greatly in your debt, and, though they know it or not, so is the Imperium of Man. This may turn the tide, and you've been the one to deliver it to us. Never forget that. I will get my best scientists to begin research on this now. I will let you know as soon as I can on any even minor progress. We'll work first, perhaps, on your thoughts of explosive rounds. Perhaps the bolter would be a keen delivery system. Something so devastating to those who control the warp.
One last thing before we leave, and he pats the top of the box. We had a bit of an issue with our tech priest. I was hoping perhaps you may be able to put him back together.
Let me take a look.
He seems to go over, looking over the body.
I'm afraid this man is quite dead.
Yes, well,
Unfortunately, you may or may not know, it is beyond the capabilities of the Adeptus Mechanicus, or of any faction within the Imperium, to revive someone so dead. He could be repurposed, if you like, into any number of servitors. And of course, no charge.
That will suffice. If you perhaps have an acolyte that needs some worldly experience, we have an opening.
I will find our top candidate. I have a few names in my data slate as we speak. I'll find you the best. What would you like me to do with, what is his name?
Tim.
Tim. What would you like Tim to be? If you, we could give him a burial if you would like him repurposed. There are any number of servitors he could become. Whatever your choice. I'm happy to make sure he is top of the line.
He looks over to Emmaus, and he says, perhaps we should give him a proper burial, no?
I think for the sacrifice that he in the line of duty, I think that would be the most respectable thing at this time.
You're a wise man, Emmaus.
Talontrax looks over. He sort of caresses the tech priest's face.
Then he shall be fired in the forges, repurposed for the best of humanity, as we all would so choose, if given the option. A good man, one who is worthy of such a respectable death. I shall make sure he is taken care of properly.
He was taken from us too soon. An honorable end.
As so many are.
He
signals and like someone like wheels him away, but yeah, he's going to get sort of the military funeral of whatever a tech priest would get. So like a fancy, essentially like a really, really, really fancy cremation, like dying in the service of the God Emperor and the Omnisaya, with like a real spectacle. And then obviously the metal gets repurposed and put into other acolytes and stuff. So yeah, like all that shit gets repurposed, and then the carbon gets pressed into like whatever. But everyone is very sad about it. But you do get to attend, and it will be a very worthy and significant service based on your request.
Nice.
Quick question: do we get 5 cents for recycling?
It's 10 cents because it's Michigan.
Michigan.
I don't remember. Okay. I don't remember what states. I don't remember states.
Michigan and Illinois, wasn't it?
Yeah, there's like 2 or 3 that get 10 cents over 5 cents. But yeah, West Virginia was one of the 5-cent ones actually, and no one ever came to us. Sadly.
So Venari starts to turn on his heel, and then like as an afterthought, but not really, like it's totally planned, he stops and kind of like turns back and says, "Oh, by the way, the person dealing with the demon blood, the harvesting of such a heretical material, was a name you might be familiar with."
Go on.
Does the name Somnius Abernath ring a bell?
No, but I can look into this. He was what? Trading in this good?
He was a tech priest disappeared 200 years ago. Disappeared from the books, still quite alive. Well, he was quite alive.
This is concerning. I appreciate you bringing it to my attention. We must investigate our records. If he has been terminated, then perhaps you will do another favor.
Indeed. I hope you'll remember that when we return.
I will indeed.
Kane,
This is
make a note.
interesting.
He looks to you concerned. As much as a tech priest can look concerned while standing there as a hulking hunk of metal and tentacles. But you do see him set aback a bit from that particular barb that you threw out.
Mm-hmm. I just want him to know who's in charge.
He did, yeah. I mean, what's your perception? Do a perception check.
Would it be perception or is it more of an insight thing?
Insight's fine too. Yeah.
Is it the same?
If you're trained in insight, perception is what the stat is for insight. But yes, insight if you have it trained. Yes. Otherwise, I'll let you do a solid perception.
Okay. There's no perception.
Oh, it would be scrutiny. Sorry, it'd be
right?
scrutiny. It'd be scrutiny. Yeah, it'd be scrutiny.
Is that for both of us or just for Venari?
Both. Yeah, I'll let you both do it.
I think I have scrutiny. I can't find it on my fucking sheet. Search scrutiny. I do. Ha. Okay. 34 out of 37.
Nah, I failed.
Okay. Emmaus just he looks like a tech. He's like, he looks like a robot. Like, got it. Like, whatever. But Venari subtly notices like that definitely put him back on his heels. Like, like that's bad. Like, that is not what he was expecting. Not only that, like a rogue tech priest sort of dealing in this is bad news for him. So perhaps you have some point of leverage there.
Okay.
And with that,
I'm just
trying to
have
to edit this, but I'm gonna have to quickly go pee real quick because
go
I
ahead.
got to pee real quick. But think about
We're
it.
not
guys-
done here yet though, because there's so we're still
there's
we're
more
still
stuff?
in with the
Yeah, we'll do it when you come back.
Yeah.
I mean, we can keep going.
No. But I
can't.
just
But I do have
before
to
we
pee.
cut to someone else. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'll be right back. Coffee talk. I don't actually remember any of the coffee top subjects, but think of one and talk about that.
Rhode Island is neither a road nor an island.
No.
Discuss.
So both of our conversations went about as well as could be expected.
Yeah, pretty much. We actually still have more of that goo on the ship, right?
Maybe there's go on the ship.
I honestly don't remember. I know you brought some with you, but I don't think you ever actually disclosed to Jarnan that you had
I didn't. So
more on the ship. So when he finds out you gave away the only sample he knows about, he's gonna be pissed.
Yeah, so they took like a gallon cask over, but it had like 3/4 of a gallon, right? So there's a cup and a half's worth or whatever, like locked in Venari's safe.
Plus, you still have that second vial from the original source.
Yeah, we have the other vial, and you have the cube. You have the cube still. I thought you were going to pass it to him. You took the charred when Kynnoch killed the tech priest. You picked up the melted chunk. I did. Inside the chat. I thought you were going to give it to Carnot to like, here's my proof of whatever.
Yeah, no, not yet.
He still has to meet with his Inquisitor friend.
Yeah, I got plans for that.
Well, see, I typed in the chat, if you saw it, that might have been a better play because they're probably like, fuck yeah, give me all that goo. We'll use that shit up, or maybe not. I don't know.
No, they probably will be.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't, the way Neil played it makes me think we're not going to be able to get any sort of arrangement. But Venari's hope is like, hey, nobody knows where it is but me. So you guys play ball or get the fuck out of here. I'll go somewhere else. Like,
Understandable.
which may not work for Jarnan, but
Does anything, really?
I don't think anything works for anybody on this crew. Like,
I don't know. Fire seems to work pretty good for me.
hey, we're all still alive.
Barely.
true. Yeah.
I'll take that as a win.
Jarnan, do you have any fate points left, or have you burned all of them to stay alive?
Both, actually. I burned all 3 that we got, but then like a few months ago, I did something that Neil was like, that's amazing. You can have a fate point. So I now have
There we go.
1. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. That's how it
That's
happens.
awesome.
Whatever works.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I think if push comes to shove, I think Venari probably just gives Talon Tracks exclusive. That's assuming we even still have access because it took us like 6 months to get back. So
Right.
we're negotiating on an unknown, really.
But we have more information than him, though. So
We do. We hold the cards of intelligence as far as information. I wouldn't necessarily say smarts in Venari's case. But yeah, I mean, everything comes through us as far as the people on Port Wanderer know, but we can't actually guarantee that. Unless Haldane's got a small ship as well, then we just blast them out of the sky. I mean, whatever.
Probably doesn't.
Well, we're like a freaking.
Wait, what do you guys have? Do you have a frigate or a light cruiser?
Neither.
We have a light cruiser.
Is it a light cruiser?
I'm pretty sure.
Let me pull up the sheet. I thought it was
I
a
thought
raider.
you had the one down. Yeah, I thought you had a raider.
Oh,
and
yeah,
light
maybe
cruiser.
a raider.
Yeah, we weren't.
But we're like a
rich
wasp,
enough
though.
to-
We're like fast and maneuverable.
Yeah, but that's like
It's true.
Can we be a murder hornet?
Oh,
Whatever happened to
Or mortar.
those?
it's all over the papers here, guys. It's all
too
kicking
much.
off with murder hornets.
too
Oh
much.
yeah, no,
Really?
there's just too much other shit going on in the States right
We
now.
haven't
which-
seen it. We haven't seen. They're like murder hornets. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah,
Right? That is the least of our worries.
half our country's dying, the others going to war. We're like, what are these stupid bees? Fuck off.
Yeah, they're like murder
I love
hornets.
how-
More like
was it? Yeah.
kissing bees. We don't care.
What was it yesterday too? Fucking North Korea
Blew up the embassy.
blew up one of
Yep.
the emissary buildings, and we're like, "Listen, Korea, we don't have time for your shit right now. You deal it. We got a lot going on over here."
They're like, guys, you're really trying. Like, you're like so far down the list.
Right?
like we honestly, that's like your house is on fire and someone like threw a baseball through your window. We don't give a fuck.
Right.
Our house is on fire.
Like, listen, guys, last year maybe, but
Last year, this might have made the news, but at this point, this is on fucking page 11 of fucking USA
Right.
Today. And I don't even know if that's an actual page anymore. That's how light that newspaper is. You guys made it onto the online only USA Today. No one gives a shit about you anymore. No one gives a shit about what you did. Fuck off. We have bigger problems. Everyone's getting murdered here by diseases or cops.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I mean,
Hey,
nukes are really bad, though. I mean, I think that sort of trumps all the other stuff.
They can't hit anyone except maybe Hawaii, and even then, 9 out of 10 of them blow up on the fucking launch pad. We don't get come on. They can't even get them off the launch. They don't even know what they're doing. They're like that fucking flat earther who tried to fly into space. They just fucking blew up at the goddamn launch pad. I kind of sort of feel bad for saying that, but kind of not, because he was a flat earther and was like, I'm gonna prove the Earth is flat by launching myself into space, that exploded himself because he's dumb. All data suggests Earth is round. You know why we know that? Because
but you know what I see with my eyes? I see a
guy was literally like, I can be murdered for saying the Earth is round, and I'm saying it. That's how we know that's real and not your okay, you killed yourself, and I feel like you shouldn't die in exploration of something stupid.
Hey, there's a Darwin Award for a reason.
Yeah, there's a Darwin Award for a reason. So, like, if a guy's like, I am so sure the Earth is round that I'm willing to be hung or burned at the stake for it, and you're like, no, I can say the Earth is flat and it doesn't matter. You're not right. The guy that was like, I will die because the Earth is goddamn round from all of this astrophysics data and, like, I don't know, lunar eclipses. I mean, lunar eclipses. Right? Like, come on. Like, that's it.
Well, dude, my favorite flat Earth person ever was the one who did the laser test to prove that because light travels in a straight line, if they fire it from like X sea level, it'll hit an X on like the same height from like 2 miles away, and it went above the entire target. It didn't even get close to it. And they were like, we're gonna have to, it must have bent somehow. And yeah, I'm like, dude, just fucking
it's refraction. Yeah. It's always like, refraction.
Yeah, your evidence proved you wrong. You don't go about things by going, this is the end result, and let's make
here's the one that made me the most mad. This is the one where I'm like, okay, guys, give it a rest. Like, at some point, if my position is like anything, I don't know, there are no leprechauns, and then an NBA player has a picture, a selfie at the end of a rainbow with a pot of gold and a little person in like a green costume with clovers all over his shit, and he literally found a pot of gold and took a picture of it, I'd be like, oh shit, I might be wrong. Like, this guy's at the end of a rainbow with a pot of gold, and like what a legit leprechaun looks like. Like, an NBA player was in like one of those like high altitude planes, took a picture of himself with the Earth curvature. And I'm like, this is just like a rich guy who proved the Earth is round by flying high enough. And it's not like it was like some conspiracy guy. It was just like some NBA player. Like, not the one that's a flat earther, but like a different
Kyrie Irving. But you know, the glass in the airplanes is curved, and he could have been using a fisheye lens. And
just for the record, I've seen like 9 documentaries about leprechauns. I know they're fucking real. Like,
nice.
You know, though. I mean, dude, it's got to be a real thing. Jennifer Aniston was in the first one.
That's true.
She was. Great movie.
And she is only in factually based movies.
Yeah. Dude,
it's true.
Have you watched the amazing documentary series called Friends?
It's that reality TV show about the 6 people that live across the hall from each other, right?
Yeah. It's a documentary about a lady who's a massage therapist who lives in perhaps an apartment nicer than any apartment I've ever lived in before. My current house, outstanding, like exempted, but like any apartment I've had, she was a massage therapist living alone with an apartment nicer than any apartment I live in. She was in downtown New York.
No, it belonged to the wasn't it the no, it wasn't.
Oh no,
I can't
Monica's
remember
grandma
who-
owned Monica's apartment, but Phoebe did
That's
live
it,
in a
yeah.
very nice apartment
She did live there,
as a massage therapist. Like when
Oh,
she dated
that's
Mike
right.
or whatever.
Yes.
Her apartment was fucking. That is like $1 million.
She was a prostitute. She was
Okay, see,
She
that's the
proved
first
she
thing.
wasn't. She proved she wasn't. She
That's
said
the first
she
thing
wouldn't
that
do
you got right. Or else I'm watching a completely different Friends show.
Yeah. Look, if we have a Friends trivia, everyone can hate me. as much
Bessie,
as they
Bessie,
want.
I'm pretty sure
I'll
you were
answer every
watching
question right.
porn. That's what you.
Yeah. I can answer so many obscure Friends trivia at this point. I've seen.
Bessie
gonna
was
lie,
watching. Bessie was watching the Friends with benefits. That's
Yep.
what-
Dude, I'm not gonna lie, I can't do any Friends trivia. I've never watched the show.
Oh wow! I literally can quote things so obscure that, like, at this point, I wasn't there, but they tried to do an Office trivia, or maybe it was Friends trivia somewhere in town, and they literally had to close it down because so many people showed up. So like it was beyond their fire code to the point that they literally said, like, this is too many people with too crazy of a crowd. And I think it was either Friends, The Office, or The Simpsons. It was one of the three. And like people showed up in such like it was like their capacity was like 200 people and they had like 600 people show up. And they were like, we gotta they literally didn't have it. They just said we're not doing it at all. There's too many people. And I was like, whoa. So I think that was The Office. But yeah, if anyone wants to have a Friends, you gotta ask me the hardest questions. I'll fucking answer all those shit. Because I'm a terrible person. That's all I watch.
What soap opera was Joey on?
Days of Our Lives.
Yep. The only reason why I know that is because my whole family is a fan of Days of Our
And he
Lives.
played
And they were so
Dr.
excited.
Drake. He played Dr. Drake Ramore. I don't remember who he replaced, but Susan Sarandon was the actress that her brain got transplanted into his body.
Who else did he play though?
That sounds like Days of Our Lives.
On
his evil twin brother, wasn't it?
On Days
he played his evil twin brother.
There you go.
Shit.
Kevin won.
I don't.
What's
What
the
was
name?
his name though?
I can't remember the name.
Shit, I don't
You
remember.
both
the name.
fail. I don't know either. I don't know. So
Nah.
Smell the fart
Damn it.
acting.
Tim.
Yep. Fish hook.
So did you have something else that you wanted to do, Kevin?
Well, no, I was
Yeah,
gonna say if
What?
if
Oh
we're
wait, are
done-
we playing a game? Sorry.
Wait, back to the game and 3, 2, 1.
So if Venari's done, and he's made his statement and everything, and I didn't know if there was any other discussions. While I'm sure Venari's going to try to make a grand exit with his cape flowing, so I'll hold the door open for him while he's walking out, and while he's walking out, I'll look back to Talon Tracks and say, if you can send over an acolyte, I will make sure he gets onboarded correctly and fits in with the rest of the crew and the staff, and then I'll kind of mime to him to lift up the sample thing we gave him. So I'll tell him to try to pick it up and look on the bottom, and on the bottom it'll just say, always leave your options open and know your allies. And I'll kind of look at him while he reads that, and I'll walk out and shut the door.
Okay, interesting. He nods and bows as you exit.
This was definitely after Venari went through the door while I did that.
Yeah, he doesn't. Yeah, he went through and you wait for a second, and Talon Tracks looks at you, and it's like he looks. It's like a curious and then he nods okay, and then
So he's had a bit of whiplash when Venari kind of kicked him in the balls with the.
yeah, he got fucking big timed hard, and then it's like his underling is like, wait a minute, no, let's hold on, I got your back.
Venari has zero.
Not the Earth's
control.
underling, but like his other, his pilot
Supposed
is
to be
like,
my
don't
number
worry.
2.
I know.
It's all going the way you wanted. I'm just covering myself. I'm surrounded by people with their own agendas. I'm gonna have a bit of an agenda.
There's a lot of people with a lot of agendas.
I gave you a bigger fucking cabin. Jesus fucking guys.
Power plays.
Can't trust anybody.
I should have just played a Sarvis Trask character.
It's always better to shoot one of your crew members in the back for going ahead of you. Best day ever.
So Venari starts to turn to talk to you, and he's like, "You coming?"
You were too busy letting your cape flow behind you and marching out, your heels clicking on the ground, making a big scene.
Yeah, he spins on his heel, and even though the cape kind of swirls, he flicks it with his hands.
Get some wind going. He has a little fan built into the back that blows it out.
Shit.
All right. So that wraps. So that's a pretty good set of what you guys are doing. You guys all go back to the ship, I guess.
I'm actually going to make a pit stop on the way back to the ship.
Sure.
I want to stop at the Inquisitors and
An
talk
actual
to my
pit stop
contact
or
there.
an actual pit stop. Or...
Kind of like a pit stop because I am going to be dropping off black liquid.
Gross.
I need to look at my name. Sorry.
And I think Talontrax was Explorator, is what you originally said he was. When I would look back.
Ooh, interesting. Because
just for the record, Venari and Jarnan aren't going to kill each other. Jarnan's just going to kill Venari.
So I have an Inquisitor's Acolyte on Footfall, but I don't have one on Port Wonder.
Oh, was he on Footfall?
Yeah, he's on Footfall.
All right, never mind then. I'll head back to the ship.
Well, the
Okay.
Ecclesiarchy should have offices here, right? They would.
Well, he talked to them. You can't walk up and be like, "Can I speak to your secret Inquisitor?"
Oh,
Yeah.
that's true. I guess. Yeah.
Yeah,
He was
that's why I'm
summoned
just-
to the Inquisitor on Footfall. Yeah, Footfall is where the
yeah.
Inquisitor is. Yeah. Although
Okay.
you haven't talked specifically to him, you talked to his acolyte, but yes, that's on Footfall.
Okay, never mind then. I'm just going to head back to the ship.
Okay.
Cool.
We would probably. Well, no, I guess that would be back where the ship is. So I guess when they get back, Venari would talk to the dockmaster.
Okay.
Tell them, that give the ship a once over. It's clearly in need of repair. Fucking navigators, right?
Yeah. They nod, smile, and they say they're going to take a look. It's going to take obviously some time to fix that if that's your goal, to repair the damage. I don't remember. Do you remember how many?
2-3 days.
Oh, we took 14 points of hull damage or some shit. I mean, it was half.
Oh,
Yeah, it was a lot.
Yeah.
It was a lot. So, yeah, it's going to be 2 months.
Oof.
Dry dock.
Whoa.
And Emmaus is going to look at the dockmaster and said, "Yeah, it was the Navigator. The Navigator."
Yeah, it's going to take some time to fix that much hull damage. So,
Yeah, I figured. Well, I mean, drinking's good here, so we can make some good use of our time, and we have some business to attend to.
they'll start working on it. There doesn't seem to be any it doesn't cost profit factor, right, to fix it. But yeah, it just takes time.
Could we burn a profit factor to get it done sooner?
You can,
Or do we care about the
profit
time?
factor? A profit factor would cut a month.
Could we also, since the crew is that large, and I think before we said that Emmaus sort of oversees that sort of stuff, like he has a head for that sort of stuff, could we have part of the crew assist with repairs, so it's kind of around the clock sort of thing?
Not really.
Okay.
They're not really trained to do that. That's
Sure.
very specialized work. You can spend money to expedite things. It's mostly materials and sort of prioritization. So yeah, I would say it's going to be 2 months. If you want to spend a profit factor, that would cut a month off.
I'll do that.
Profit factor.
2 months is a long time to be stuck.
So how many are you spending?
I mean,
if you spent 2, then it would be like a week or 2.
Yeah.
Fuck. If you spent 1, it would be a month.
Because it seems
Spend it.
I mean, you have to realize, like, this is still like, right? We're dealing with not like, people live for 300 years, so it's
well, we have
like,
stuff that's time sensitive in that we don't know whether or not we still have access to demon blood that we're promising.
Yeah, but everyone's, everyone, like, a trip could take you plus a year or minus 3 months. You don't know, right? So, like, everything's sort of relative,
-1 days.
Yeah, so it's not entirely like it is today, right? So your trip could take you an extra year if your navigator's real bad. So
yeah, we're fucking screwed.
I feel like Kevin should
listen. I am great on the travel, just really bad at the land. I am the Launchpad McQuack of navigators.
That's right. Yeah, I feel like we should have is this like a ghost situation? You should be on like the spooky ghost YouTubes where like your door keeps opening and people are like, "Oh my god, it's a ghost!" And then
the cat can't make up her mind where she wants to go.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I saw one that made me so mad where a guy was like, "Oh my god!" Like all this ghost shit started happening, but beforehand he was like, "I've been up for 48 hours doing schoolwork, or whatever." And he's like, now I'm going to read the script of Spider-Man. He just had the script of Spider-Man, scrolling, reading it, and then spooky stuff happened. Like his door opened and his lights went out. And I'm like, this is how you know when something is a faked video, because
as script boring, for Spider-Man?
As boring as this might be to people, at least there's 5 people doing new things. But imagine me with a smartphone literally going, "Oh yeah, what do you think you got, you Spider-Man?" or whatever whatever Macho Man says in that. And like literally reading the script like as if but like trying to sort of act it, and then ghost shit happens and being like, I was just doing a normal everyday thing and ghosts happened. And it's like, you are reading a 2.5-hour movie's script. Like, I don't care how tired you are. No one does that, sir. This is a setup.
Yeah.
I am now going to read the Declaration of Independence. And then like ghost shit happens in the background. It's like, no. Like, this isn't a fucking TikTok. You better be better than that.
You feel a certain way about this.
It makes me mad when people are like when it's like.
No, I love Tobey Maguire too. I get it.
Search, Google like scary video, Urban Explorer Nun, and there's a guy that keeps like posting videos of the Urban Explorer, or like I'm exploring places. The nun is a dude.
Yeah.
In a nun outfit with like a white sheet with eye holes cut out. And I'm like, that's not a ghost. That's just a guy that you have there. Like, it's not even scary because I can tell. Like, it's not even close to being kind of not a dude or lady. It could be a lady. It was like if I dressed up like a nun with a white sheet over my face with eye holes cut out. And then I do this, like, you guys are playing the game. And all of a sudden, you're like, there's someone playing with us. And then I go, and it's like, there's going on! And you all scream and piss your pants. And then it's like, well, that's just a guy in a nun outfit with like a mask on. Like, that's just a guy. It's not a ghost. It looks corporeal. Like, it's not see-through. It's just a person who goes through windows and shit. And like, they scream and run away. And I'm like, this is not a good ghost video. This is a stupid video. This is not scary to anybody.
See, I'll just stick to my No Sleep podcast because at least those people have talent.
Amen, sir. I'm a subscriber for years. I
saw their live show in North Carolina a couple of years ago.
I flew to Washington, D.C. to see them. I saw them in D.C. It was part vacation, and then we saw them as part of it. Fuck, so good. Was that the? It
was the Black Farm one.
Yes, I saw that. So I saw the DC version of that. Yeah, baby.
And I will say, Jessica McAvoy, as hot as I thought she was going to be after listening to her voice.
Did not expect what she looked like. I honestly, I've seen her now because they're in the live readings, right? Did not expect her to look that way. Now, the one I really want to know, is it the one that the voice that freaks me out the most, that I really want to see read live, that I haven't read, that I've never seen on like any video or live? I think it's Nicole Doolin, the one that sounds like a 1920s lady.
She's
all the time.
Yeah. Nicole Doolin's the one that like always plays a mom and shit.
Yes, and I'm obsessed with how her voice sounds, and I've never seen her, and I just want to know what she looks like while she's saying those things.
I'm pretty sure she has a picture on the No Sleep podcast.
She has a picture, but that doesn't do it. I'm like, I don't understand. Like, what do you look like? You don't look like a voice like that could come out of your mouth. I don't understand it. I want to see what she looks like. Nicole Doolin, please just like, I don't know, can we FaceTime for like 3 seconds? Just be like, literally narrate a 10-second thing and send it to me. Because I just want to know what you like. I want to see it because my brain can't reconcile a human being in like 2020 sounding like that. Like a 1920s, like flapper girl, like what, like her voice blows my mind.
Yeah, it's not smoky, it's not husky, but it has like a. It's like on that spectrum.
Like, yeah, I feel like she's like a 45-year-old mom, but she doesn't look like she should sound like that. I don't know. It's weird. She might be on the newest one. They did a bunch of people live recently, like just a Q&A, like kind of like hangout, and she might have been on that one. I know Nicole Goodnight was on it, and I think there's only 2 Nicoles.
Yeah, Nicole Goodnight. Nicole Doolin, yeah.
And David Alt and Nicole Goodnight switched names on it, which I was like, what's happening? Because like I was like, wait, that's not David Alt. That's Nicole Goodnight. And then I looked and David Alt had Nicole Goodnight, which he, by the way, was really good in Black Farm. He was really good.
Should we do this post show?
No. What? Anyway, No Sleep Podcast. Listen to that. Creeps McPasta. Who else do we got? Creeps McPasta, Mr. Creepypasta. I went to see him live. Creeps McPasta and the other guy. Anywho.
So when he says it's going to be like 2 months, Venari's like, so he like, reaches into his voluminous coat and like, pulls out a fucking sack of thrones and he says, hands it over and he's like, you said a week, correct? That's what I thought I heard.
And you're spending 2 profit factor for this? All right. Yeah. He's like, he looks at it, slides a data slate your way with some extra holdings and whatever to like get transferred. Assuming you sign off, he's like 1 week.
Excellent.
And
I will make
you
sure
see,
to recommend your services.
you see a lot of hustle, and like a couple dock workers kind of jaws drop, and like they definitely start hustling.
Good. He sighs a little bit because it's a chunk of money that he wouldn't have had to spend if the Navigator hadn't like tried to run the ship through the sun. But that's what happens. You got to make money to spend money to make money, I guess.
That's right. It's the only way to do it. I don't recommend it, but that's the way to do it. I don't recommend it, but that's the only way you can do it. It's just sometimes you lose that money.
Yeah. When we fly out and crash into something.
Yeah, I mean, next time you're just going to fly right back into another sun. But
all right, well, it's been a fairly productive afternoon already, Emmaus.
May have to really think hard about the offer from the Mechanicus. And while I'm looking over it, that you just paid out these thrones and they're smashing away on the ship. But it'll be interesting to see what kind of reception Jarnan got from his meeting. Things could get a bit complicated depending on how that went, either for him or for all of us.
Yeah, I don't suppose that they're going to be too amenable to the suggestion, but again, if we can offer them some ammunition in the war against the Xenos, the warp, perhaps cooler heads will prevail. Jarnan's got a silver tongue.
I was going to say he is definitely persuasive, but then you said cooler head, so I don't know if I can agree with that, but he definitely has a way with words.
Well, there's no love lost between Carnot Stan and myself, so that may throw a monkey wrench into things.
We still have to realize that we are in kind of the position of power. Obviously, we have to watch ourselves to make sure it doesn't spiral out of control, but if we still can, if our holding is still secure, then we definitely have options to improve our standing, and maybe that can be used also to protect our flank from anyone else.
Well, if we show them where the demon is located, there's a tech priest there already. If we can leverage them to protect things, I don't know very much about the other rogue trader. I'll have to do some investigation. His name is familiar, but we also have those on Ballantine to contend with as well. It's a precarious position to be in. And whether it goes good or ill for us here on Port Wander, there are still some hurdles that we may have to jump before this is fully secured.
No risk, no reward.
Indeed. He slaps you on the back, and I guess we go up into the ship.
Yeah, you guys regroup. You're all back aboard. Yeah, I would say Jarnan is back from visiting with the Ecclesiarchy. Kynnoch's back from his research. You're all back at the command staff room, ready room type thing. If there's anything you guys want to discuss or
Venari comes in, glass of Amasec in his hand, flops down in a chair, puts his boots up on the table. Well, Jarnan, the conversation with Talontrax went about as well as could be expected. He held no hope that you would be able to convince Carnot that we may be able to let animosities drop, at least for a while.
Animosities drop? No. However, I am going to need the sample that you brought with us in order to bring it back to the Ecclesiarchy so that they can study it.
Yes. He let's see. He wouldn't have the vial on him. The container went to Talon Tracks as they are able to study those things. I think I have a small vial still left that I could provide to you to give to Kynnoch as a peace offering, as it were.
Wait, you gave the entire supply to Talon Tracks?
Well, yes, I assume that's what we would be doing when we got back.
That's not only ridiculous, it's dumb as a rogue trader. Why would you give all of the supply to one person?
Well, I mean, they are able to study it, process things. He said that he would move forward with trying to use the demon blood to create ballistics for the Ecclesiarchy in their war against the warp demons. Of course, that was just a small sample of what is available. We presumably control the source.
You presume a little too much, considering how long it took us to get back here and the fact that we have to wait for our ship to be fixed.
Yes, not only that, Captain, but you have not actually left anybody in charge back there, so we have absolutely no idea if our source of this goo is secured or not.
No, for once he's actually accurate. So, yeah.
Well, Adolium is there. He is in charge as far as keeping things the status quo. Haldane was there to pick up an order. Presumably he would come and leave. Unless someone misses the tech priest in short order. I have no control over the warp or how long it takes for us to get where we're going, and his eyes sort of flick over to Kynnoch. Perhaps when we go back, we'll be there before we left. It's happened before.
No offense, Captain, but you have, in effect, left someone else's dog to guard our supper. It was something that I attempted to bring up to you earlier when we were still there, but you neglected to pay attention. I do not blame you. I am but a mere navigator. But I believe that perhaps me and Jarnan may share this outlook at the moment in time.
Almost. I am not a navigator, and that is stupid. Why would you give all of the supply we have away?
There's nothing that we can do with it ourselves, unless you are in the market to sell.
Not in the market to sell. I've told the Ecclesiarchy I would give them a sample for them to study as well.
And indeed, you shall have it. I said, I believe I have a vial still.
Well, then go get it.
He leans back in the chair and takes another sip.
Kynnoch will lean over to Jarnan and whisper to him, "It appears as though our captain has chosen sides of the tech priests over the Ecclesiarchy. I fear
and
that
I will
he might
remind
be
you that he's a
turning
rogue
against...
trader, and you should not be questioning him, Navigator.
Oh, by no means am I questioning him nor his authority. I am just merely stating an observation."
Venari tips his glass to Jarnan. He says, "Thank you, Jarnan." And he shoots the rest of it, puts it down on the table, and he stands and he says, "I will fetch the vial for you, so you can return it with Kynnoch's stand, with my blessings and my thanks."
Perfect. I will wait here for your return.
He gives you a short nod, and he goes back to his room. He grabs the vial that we got from Valentine, so he gives him the smaller vial.
Okay.
pretty sure that's the only vial I actually know about. So
Yeah.
I'm good with that. All right. I will return then. I will be going to the Ecclesiarchy to explain to them that you gave away our entire supply other than this small vial.
Oh shit!
Oh!
The God Emperor struck him dead.
God. So John just dropped. Oh, wait a minute, he's back.
Yeah, I'm
Hold on,
like,
let me get back in.
The hell just happened? Dude, the
God Emperor's pissed.
God
that's
Emperor's
why.
pissed at me. Like, Jesus.
You're fucked.
You let him give all this shit to the Adeptus Mechanicus?
Yeah, it's like,
I don't fucking
that's
know,
it.
dude.
You're over.
So
Goodbye.
So he says to you then, just let Carnot know that we are extending an olive branch, and that while they may not view the Adeptus Mechanicus with any love, that both sides indeed do work for the best for the Imperium of Man. We have town tracks working on weapons to help to defeat the warp.
I will inform him that you have given all of that to the Adeptus Mechanicus, and I will give him that message. I give no promises that I will not return slightly more upset than I am right now.
Indeed. Well, I wait for your return.
Perfect. And I'm just going to walk back my ass back to the Ecclesiarchy,
Okay.
where my superiors are waiting to hear that this is the only supply and nobody else fucking knows.
Can Kynnoch will actually speak up for a moment. It's like, Jarnan, if I may escort you to the ecclesiarchal temple. I know that especially in this area it is not safe to travel alone.
You want to go to the Ecclesiarchy?
Well, just outside.
A
I know that I will not
navigator.
be permitted. I will not be. No, I know that I am not permitted to go inside. But, yes, as a navigator.
I will allow it, but
And he'll give a deep head bow.
but do not expect to get anywhere near the inside
Oh no, I do not.
alive.
Kind of give a quaint little nod and a wink to him.
Venari's
just
eyes.
Jarnan's going to give you kind of a weird look about the wink. Okay.
Venari's eyes flick over to Emmaus as this exchange is taking place.
Obviously, I'm not going to say anything, but I will. I'll look back to Venari and just kind of nod my head a bit, and then I'll reach down and tap my holster.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, you're led back to Carnot. He takes the sample, looks at it, sort of. Yep.
Before they as they walk out, and we can cut back to Emmaus,
Yep.
Emmaus and I guess, but when they walk out, he waits, 20, 30 seconds, and he says, Kane, and he kind of waves his finger, and he says, we'll find out what that's about. So he has the servo skull follow them at a respectable distance, but eavesdropping if, Emmaus is like, or Kynnoch is like, yeah, we got to fucking kill him when we come back or whatever. Like he's like, that is a very strange exchange that happened. And like, yeah, we need some info.
Okay. It's only able to follow them like
he can't
the
go
open
inside.
port.
Yeah.
Okay.
But like if they're outside talking.
Yeah,
like,
sure, that's fine. I guess if you guys give me an awareness check, whether you notice this at a -10, because it's small and it's following from pretty far away.
I am trained in awareness.
I mean, it's puny, so.
So then maybe a -20.
Oh,
I can look it up.
I'm not even rolling. I don't care. I'm all pissed off because Kynnoch's actually coming with me. I'm actually going to be seen with a navigator at the Ecclesiarchy. Yeah, I'm not fucking happy. I'm not looking for a skull.
They're okay with navigators overall. I mean, they're a necessary part of the Imperium.
I don't think Jarnan is though.
Oh, well, yeah, there's that. But overall, like they're necessary.
Yep.
I think for
Jarnan,
they're much better than
I am a tool that belongs on the ship, and that is all.
Like navigators are way better than like other psychers that are not bound as fuck as to their powers. So like you can't really summon warp demons or anything. So there's that. It's a bonus.
Yet.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
For awareness, depending on what the penalty is, I rolled a 44 and I have a 63. So if it's a -10, I pass. If it's a -20, then I fail by 0. I failed by 1 point.
Do you have a thing, John, on as far as like puny?
I know to shoot a puny thing, it's like a -50 or something like that. Fuck.
Okay. Yeah, I mean that's gonna be hard to see on a station that's pretty busy. Right. So I'm gonna say a 20 is fine.
That makes sense.
Size modifier.
There's probably a bunch of them flying around.
Unless you had a reason, right? So like you don't really have a reason to think it. So yeah.
Yeah, puny is -20. It gets a 20 plus 20% concealment bonus, so I could roll stealth, I guess. Or
that's fine. Yeah, that's gonna be a 20. So yeah,
okay.
That's see what I'm doing. I'm good. I know it.
It worked out perfect. So yeah, I'll say on the way to the temple, like in my mind, I imagine like Jarnan kind of almost fast walking and Kynnoch trying to keep up with him.
Not even kinda.
Purposely attempting to avoid.
Just fast walking to get the fuck out of it.
Purposely trying to lose him. Like not swerving, just walking really fast.
Right. Sorry, Jarnan. If I might talk to you for a minute, just along the way. I'm not asking for you to stop or anything.
Good.
Miss, I'm worried about our captain. I know the means that he has taken over the last few missions that we have done have been slightly suspect, and even by rogue trader standards, and especially with the last run-in that we had with the tech priest and the bound demons and the quadriplegic demon that we ran into, and then this unnamed entity that has apparently been following him around somehow. I'm rather worried that perhaps the Omnisci has attempted to take hold of him, especially with his current dealings with the tech priests and Talontrax, and how he has seemed to go to them first before having any dealings with the Ecclesiarchy or Carnot Stand. I just feel like his leanings are going away from the God Emperor and perhaps more towards a more heretical source, and I would hate to see the history or the reputation of the Heretics Bane, and by extension you being the mercenary assigned to this ship, besmirched or possibly even torn asunder by the misaligned actions of our captain.
Without even turning my head to look at him, do you have any proof of this?
Well, I mean, just by the you could perhaps call it hearsay, but just the fact that he has gone to Talontrax now on multiple occasions with this psyker hiding goo instead of revealing its source to the Ecclesiarchy, and even going behind your back and turning our entire source over to them. It just so happened that he happened to have a second vial. It's possibly blind luck that he happened to get 2 vials from the first time that we had found it. If he hadn't gotten those 2 vials, then he would have nothing to give you. And then what position would you be in with Cardinal Stand?
So what I'm hearing is you do not believe that he should have gone to the tech priests first. He should have gone to the Ecclesiarchy, or at least sent somebody to speak to the Ecclesiarchy in his stead, since he is not on good terms with the Ecclesiarchy.
Precisely,
someone like me who went to see the Ecclesiarchy while he went to the tech priests.
Well, yes, but did he give you any information according to what he had discovered?
Yes, he did.
He did?
He
the first time?
I have no idea when the first time was. He could have looped me in on the 4th time. I have no way of knowing. However, if you bring me actual proof of his misdeeds, I can act on that. But I will not act on rumors and your gut feeling, because you have crashed into a space station before, so I do not trust your gut.
But if you recall, us crashing into that station, it was because we arrived a day earlier than we had originally left.
And my gut usually brings
us. My gut usually brings us to the appropriate place. It's just whether or not we get there in one piece that is the question. But yes, if you wish, we can talk to Explorator Talontrax, and I'm sure he will give you the data that we desire at this moment. He will tell you that the exact date and time that we came, that our captain came to him with the initial sample. The sample that I unfortunately believe he did not tell you that he had procured.
So you are under the belief that our rogue trader did not tell me the first time he received this liquid and gave it over to the to Talontrax.
Correct. He gave it to Talontrax instead of Cardinal Stand.
When were you made aware of this fact?
Yeah, heretic.
Well, I was initially aware of the transaction as
and yet you did not tell me either.
Well, because I was not under the impression that he had hidden it from you until we were at the mausoleum. And at that moment, I noticed
You still didn't tell me.
I noticed the surprise on your face when the two of us knew what we were dealing with, yet you did not. And
Sounds
I
like an
will be
accessory.
honest. It is heartbreaking for me to have to give you this information and not necessarily turn against my rogue trader, but speak ill of him. I do not believe that he would act in the disinterest of the rest of the crew and against the Ecclesiarchy, but it appears as though he possibly has. And I wanted to go to you first, Jarnan, with this, because I know how much you care about the Heretics Bane itself in the crew, and how you have everyone's best interest in mind.
That I agree. I do have everyone's best interest in mind. That does not solely include our crew on the Heretics Bane. And you are accusing our rogue trader of crimes that you yourself just admitted to doing.
Indeed, I did. And I deeply
So what
apologize
punishment do you feel that our rogue trader should get?
Simply for you to look into it. And if you find that he has committed crimes and that I am of equal punishment, then so be it. And he'll kind of like hang his head low in such a dramatic fashion.
Well, in that case, there is one last thing I need to say to you. Wait outside. We're here. And I'm just going to turn and walk into the Ecclesiarchy.
Okay. I think that's a good place to cut it. For the evening.
So the camera spins and it shows fucking Kynnoch probably with a smirk on its face, and in the distance you see the skull making a fucking beeline. Lights flash and shit's beeping. Nice. All right. Cool. We'll cut the end thing here short so we can get at least a little bit of a post show in. So thanks everybody for watching. We appreciate you checking it out. We do have Bird's Coffee available. Things are slow. Half the world is shut down. If you're a coffee drinker at all, check out the brews over at birdscoffeecompany.com. You can hit the link in the show notes for the legendary brew, or hit tinyurl.com/legendary brew. It's a medium roast coffee. It's really tasty. I just got 2 bags in myself. It's easy drinking. I get the whole bean. When you grind that up, you get nice like sweet vanilla smell, little caramel. It's really, really good. If you use the code Legends10, you're going to get 10% off your order. Shipping is always free. We also have our Patreon up as well. God knows when this is actually going to drop. The world may still be on fire. But if you're so inclined, if you want to support the show, you can do that as well. We do early releases, outtakes, post shows, all that stuff. So we appreciate that. And obviously reviews, and things like that, mentions on all the shows, all that kind of stuff. That's super helpful as well. Bumps us up in the algorithm. So thanks for checking it out, and we'll catch you next time. Pojo!
What?
I'm wondering if I don't release that all stuff as outtakes and just like cut it and throw it into the post show.
It'll make
40
no
minutes.
sense whatsoever. Yeah. No one will know what's happening.
Yeah. So lots of tension. The little things creates the lines.
I thought it was gonna be more. I thought it was gonna be more obviously, like leading toward a potential showdown. But I didn't know how you guys.
We don't do
play
anything obvious.
Well, so
Well,
Like I didn't feel like there was like a hard turn toward like, this is not good. Right?
Well,
I think
Jarnan's
a
a-
little-
Jarnan's a very investigative person, so just being told, "Hey, this is what I heard. Do you have any evidence to back that up?"
Yeah.
I'm already like very close to just beating the shit out of Venari. So if he brought any evidence, cool. But at this point,
It's
he's
true.
like, "Okay, he's a dumbass. I've known that for a long fucking time."
yeah, there's always a fine line there.
Yeah. So I mean, it's still, I only got this small vial, and who knows what the hell Carnot Stand is gonna say when I'm like, yeah, my rogue trader gave a like all of our supply except for this tiny vial to the
Hey, you can
Adeptus
tell him we just got
Mechanicus.
the vial. He
Yep.
doesn't.
Oh, and by the way, he gave a vial to the tech priest like 9 months ago. So
Yeah.
Well, but what a spin by you! Look, I got Jarnan new lungs. I let him fucking like burn a bunch of people. We fucking slaughtered demons together. Like I am on Jarnan's side.
Yeah, you're on fire for now. Or well,
Will
at least
be.
you were.
Will be.
Now
It
you're
will
gonna
be. Oh, you
Yeah,
beat
now
me
you're
to
gonna
it.
Like now, you're really gonna be on fire. Now you're like
I have
seriously
been
gonna be on fire.
nothing but a good servant of the Emperor.
To Jarnan's face.
Sure.
Yeah, we'll go with
You're
that.
like you are like the husband that buys the wife a shit ton of jewelry and a new car and then fucking cheats on her.
Yeah,
I'm like
Yeah.
like a Christmas Catholic. That's all.
you're like no. I'm good. I know it's fine. Don't worry, baby.
Nah, baby, it's all good.
I got you in mind. And then it's like, hey, what's up? Let's get all up on this shit
Whoa.
later. And then it's like,
Hey, Explorer Talent Tracks. I got something for you. I got some vibe too.
yeah. Yeah. Meanwhile, like your wife's at home taking care of the like baby, and then you're like,
babies.
you're like fucking partying it up with their fucking nemesis. But hey,
That's
Sorry,
so-
Trader Bar.
So
Tomato,
what's actually
tomato.
kind of funny with that? My wife's best friend, her nickname from me is Nemesis. So
Nah.
that's kind of that.
That's not a good sign.
Not sure how I should take that. Just saying.
I mean, hopefully you're not her actual nemesis, because
that would be weird.
that would be a bummer.
Yeah. Yeah, no, we've called each other that for like years.
Nah.
I don't even remember why at this point. But yeah, like
I don't know
her,
if I've
like,
ever been anyone's nemesis. Probably at some point.
like her best friend's husband is saved in my phone as Mr. Nemesis.
Oh, God.
Like it's been a long ass time.
That's great.
That seems very like it's like pretty on the nose.
Yeah.
Like, yep, it's Mr. Nemesis. Although, has anyone ever? By the way, I thought of this the other day. Has anyone ever read that comic Nemesis?
Mm-mm.
It's fucking
No.
insane. It's like reverse Batman. So it's I don't remember who did it. Someone
good
the
criminal?
guy that did Kick Ass. So instead of
No.
Batman, right? Instead of the person being like Batman's like a billionaire superhero, it's a billionaire villain who's like out to basically like destroy the lives of people he feels justified in doing so.
So he's
And
Batman?
it ends up being he's like the opposite Batman. So it's like instead of like a billionaire playboy superhero, it's billionaire playboy bad guy who's like setting up the craziest fucking schemes to destroy his nemesis, which I don't even at this point remember what the person did to him, but because it's a long time since I've read them. All I know is it's dark as fuck. It's the guy that did Kick Ass. Now that like I was trying to remember who did it. And so like
Mark Millar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like dark as fuck. And I don't remember, but it's very like I'm pretty sure the payoff is some kind of like fucking Korean revenge film, fucking like old boy style, like I don't know, you fucked your daughter and now I'm gonna kill you both type crazy ass situation. That like you're like, what the fuck's happening? Spoiler for Old Boy. Sorry. If you
been out
haven't
for a
seen
while,
Old Boy,
I think, yeah.
like if you haven't seen Old Boy, go fuck yourself. Like the American.
Sorry for
version was out,
spoiling
like,
the Lord
10
of the Rings for you.
like 10 years ago. Like I'm sorry, at the end of the Bible, Jesus wins. Get over it. Like fucking figure your shit out.
Does he though?
Like,
Does he?
he goes to heaven without. He goes to
Sure.
heaven. That's a win. That's a win. Chuck that up in the win
How old?
category.
I'm pretty sure the American version of Old Boy though came out 10 years ago.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like the Korean version is even longer. Like even longer.
Yeah, exactly.
The American one.
That's like a 20-year-old movie at this point.
Like how long is fucking Josh Brolin was fucking Cable in like Deadpool 2? That was like 3 years ago. So like Old Boy was like 3 years before that, for fuck's sake. So like if you don't get it, like fucking get over yourself. Like come on, spoiler alert, he fucks his daughter.
Guess what? She kills Bill. Like that's
like get over it. Come on.
Well, it's 2 movies ruined for me now.
Hey, let's the whole post show right now is just us it's us spoiling like 20 to 30-year-old movies.
I've still not seen.
Just for the record, Soylent Green is people.
Oh no!
What? Damn it!
Soylent Green is
did you realize at Planet of the Apes?
Bruce
Willis
is dead the whole time.
We were actually in Planet of the Apes. We destroyed everything the whole time.
Avatar
It
the
was
movie
Earth.
is shitty. It doesn't even matter what the ending is. It's just fucking awful. Don't watch it.
Which one?
You know what I would love to see?
Airbender.
I would love to see a live action version of Avatar: The Last Airbender and Green Lantern. Those are like my wish list movies. Like I wish somebody would finally make
if
those
only.
two. If only that would happen.
It would if only it happened.
Yeah.
You know what I wish they did? They should really lean real heavy on CGI if they ever make a Green Lantern movie too.
Yeah.
Like 90%
I'll tell you what,
CGI.
the most inventive thing, if you can invent anything in your brain to defeat supervillains, is like a Gatling gun, because that's the best weapon. By the way, if you're fighting aliens that are like, I don't know, the most powerful aliens or whatever, and you're like, I need a weapon that they absolutely can't defend against, I would choose a 1910 automatic weapon that wasn't even good then and was rarely used. I would choose that personally. I'm not like a superhero or anything, but that's just my choice.
This is why freaking Kyle Rayner is so much better than Hal Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
Because he makes fun shit. He beat somebody to death with a rubber ducky once.
No way.
Like dude,
pretty ballsy.
Kyle fucking Rayner. Actually, it's pretty fucking squeaky, is what it was.
Nice.
That's fair.
Yeah, just that's why he's the best. That's why he's the first White Lantern.
Yeah. Whoa, that's racist.
What else can we fucking spoil? There's got to be other stuff we can spoil. I don't even know.
The Emperor came back in Star Wars.
Oh, God. I didn't even started on that shit.
The Emperor never left.
That's an open. We're already dealing with enough right now.
Like,
don't open that wound again.
2020, right?
That fucking Star Wars. Don't even. Why?
So I edited out all the Star Wars talk in Fear episode 30. There was a whole jag on because Randy wanted to go to Skywalker Ranch and see the Star Wars with Mark Hamill. So Neil was like, yeah, Mark Hamill hates Star Wars, right?
I love that you did that. Mark Hamill hates Star Wars now, what they did with the Skywalker.
I left in a little piece of it, but then it went for like 20 minutes, and I'm like, I have to cut that out.
What? It's great.
It's outtakes.
I know, but I'm saying that was great shit. That was good material. fucking Mark Hamill's like, Star Wars is fucking stupid. And I'm like...
But the funny thing is, Star Wars has always been that stupid.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, I know that's an uncomfortable opinion, but go back and listen and watch the original trilogy. It's campy and stupid as fuck.
It is.
It's spaghetti.
I mean, someone when someone pointed out, like, wait a minute, you're telling me in order to hide Luke Skywalker, they put him on his father's native planet with the same last name, living with his dad's brother.
Last name.
Yeah,
with the last name. And Obi-Wan Kenobi's there, hidden, quote unquote. And I was like, ooh, that's not good.
Yeah, dude, there's a point in the first Star Wars movie where Ben Kenobi calls Darth Vader Darth. He's like, you're only a master of evil, Darth. George Lucas didn't know that wasn't his first name when he wrote the first movie.
Yeah.
Like, he admitted when he had Luke and Leia kiss, and then he's like, yeah, it would have been awkward but I didn't plan on them being brother and sister at that point. So
when he first wrote it, Darth Vader was not the
plan ahead at all.
Yeah. No. So it's never had a storyline ever.
Right.
That explains the prequels.
I'm just glad that we finally saw a yellow lightsaber in a movie, because fucking Jedi Sentinels are the shit.
Oh, they are.
And that is the first lightsaber I've ever wanted to get a replica of to hang on my fucking office wall, because that thing is badass.
I want one of those fucking masks.
Which one?
The Sentinel mask. Did you see, what was it? Was it the 6th season of Clone Wars?
Oh, you're talking about the Jedi Temple guards?
Yeah.
See, those were Jedi Temple guards. Jedi Sentinel is the third branch of the Jedi.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's 3 branches of Jedi. Ones that use green lightsaber, one that use blue lightsaber, and one that use yellow lightsaber.
Right, yeah.
So
they're supposed to be in between, right? Because blue is supposed to be like the peacekeeping politicians, right? And then, or is it the other way around? And green is the warrior ones. Yeah. And then it's the other, and then yellow's in between.
Yellow's I am gonna solve any problem by using non-Jedi skills first, and then I'll use force, aggressive force stuff in a lightsaber if absolutely necessary. Which is why Jedi Sentinels was so hard for the Emperor to wipe out after Order 66. And I am a huge fucking nerd. Wow.
Yep, there you go. You've just proved it. You're outed.
Jeez, how'd you even get on the show?
I know. Look, if there's anyone that's super cool and not at all nerds, it's people that just spent 4 hours pretending to be fake space pirates.
3 hours. 3 hours.
And then 4. Trying to negotiate over anti-demon blood or anti-telepathic demon blood. I mean, come on. That's clearly the coolest people of all cool people. Duh.
Yep. 100%.
Yeah. I was going to say, is there something I was watching that I was like, no, never mind. I was like, I thought there was something I was watching recently that I was like, oh,
I started watching Dark. which I thought was going to be a horror thing because I thought it was Scandinavian.
Is it not? Because I
German.
kind of want to watch it. Yeah, I kind of want to watch it, but
It's not straight up horror. It's not horror at all.
Okay.
I'm gonna say it's not horror at all. It's
okay.
more of a. I mean, it's a drama, kind of sci-fi. I guess at the core of it, I
Like
guess it's more of a
suspense?
sci-fi thing. It's suspense. There's like a whole. I really can't say anything if you haven't seen it. You want to watch it. It's really interesting. It's thought-provoking.
Interesting.
As
Yeah,
you get
I'll probably
it-
get it at some point when I have like the time to watch a thing that I have to read. Because I'm like doing so much other shit during when
Yeah.
I'm watching television that I like can never fucking read at the same time.
That is the rough part.
That's why I've not watched like still need to watch like Train to Busan for fuck's sake, and like
That was
I can't
so
watch it
good.
because it's like in Korean subtitle, and I just fucking don't have time to read it.
It was a great movie. Oh, it was so good. My kid was crying. I was like, no,
I've
that's
heard
fine.
it's like
great.
the
It was
best
really
zombie
good.
movie in like forever. So I really want to see it. I thought it looked really interesting. Oh, by the way, if no one's seen it, just came out on VOD, but I saw it before. But Hunt is the Hunt is not at all what you would expect.
Is that the one where they're
It's-
supposed to be hunting people? Is that one?
Yes, except it's not at all what you think it is
Okay.
in the best possible way. And I can't say anything more than that other than it's so fucking badass that it's incredible. And I didn't expect, like, even from the trailers do not do it justice. And watching it, even the first 15 minutes don't do it justice, and it gets even better from there, and it gets so crazy.
It seemed kind of tongue-in-cheek, like a little glib in the trailers.
Yes. So then the trailer is dead on, because yes, it's very much that, but in ways you don't think it's going to be. Like, yes, it's kind of tongue-in-cheek in the most fun way.
Okay.
And then there are some legitimately like some of like the best like hand-to-hand combat brutal just showdown at the very end is, I don't want to say anything other than like there's a fucking hand-to-hand like just brutal all out who's gonna fucking survive this fight that's so well done but not the norm that it's crazy good. I love it. Was so fun.
What's it available on?
It's now video on demand for like cable services and stuff, but I'm not sure if it's on like Amazon or Netflix yet. I saw it on like VOD from like, I think I got it from Amazon for like $4 or whatever. It's kind of similar to what was Not Ready or Not, because that one, like,
That
the
was
girl
actually a
knows
pretty good movie.
It's
surprised.
similar, but I would say it's better actually, which is weird. I liked Ready or Not.
I'm not gonna lie.
There's one before.
She had the best scream I've ever heard in a movie, and
Yeah,
that's such a
she was
weird
really good.
thing to say when she like throws her hand up and the nail goes through it.
Oh, that was so
Dude,
good.
Best scream I've ever heard in a movie.
That was incredible. Yeah. She's because that was Samara Weaving, right? That's Samara Weaving.
Also, I didn't realize it wasn't Margot Robbie until like halfway through the movie.
Exactly, right? They're the same fucking person. There's a movie just like Ready or Not that's actually, I think, better than Ready or Not. Is it
I don't
You're
even think
Next?
I've heard of that.
You're Next is... I actually think You're Next is so much better for the reason that it's kind of like we're gonna fucking fuck this girl up, and then spoiler alert, her dad was a prepper like an Uber prepper. So the whole point is like, we're gonna fucking kill this girl or these people or whatever. And her dad was like an Uber psychotic prepper, so she's like the most badass of badasses, and they don't expect it at all. And like at the very beginning, she just fucking straight up murders one of them. Like these guys break in with like these fucking creepy masks, and she just straight up murders a dude, and they are like, like, they're kind of like, wait, what?
So her dad's out getting a haircut, and then she's home and she kills everybody.
Yeah. No, she was like she's dating a guy, and he takes her to his family's like mansion for like a dinner thing, and there's like some big inheritance or whatever. And I think the twist is like people are trying to kill them so that they get the money, or they're gonna like rob them or something. And they're all wearing like these like creepy sheep masks or like a pig mask or whatever. And so like everyone, like the rich people are all like, we're fucking helpless. And she's like, well, fuck this. And I think the first guy, she literally just like picks an axe up and just fucking murders him. Like he's like, yeah, we're gonna play with this one. Like he was kind of like taunting her, like, yeah, let's like dance. And then she just murders him. And like one of the other ones I think is there and sees it and like runs away because he's like, oh shit. And then like she starts like hunting them, and they're like, what's happening? And yeah, she's like, they think I'm just some fucking girl, but her dad was like a fucking like psychotic, I built a bunker in our basement, and she has like all this survival and like self-defense training. So then it like turns it on its head of like, oh, this is bad for them.
That reminds me of there's the Amazon Prime show Hannah. That's based. I never saw the movie, but the show she's like 12 and she just murders like so many adult men.
Which is
get her on the crew.
Like, yeah, you gotta have her up there. Yeah,
right.
Helpful.
Yeah, but I don't care. Punisher Warzone has the best kill scene ever when he takes a wine glass and breaks the top off and then stabs a dude through the throat with the stem of the glass. Nice. But not like through the front, like literally like piercing like through the side. So it sticks out either end. Like you can't beat that.
Was that the first scene? Was that the scene where he drops on the ceiling at the very beginning?
Yes, and spins on the chandelier with two Uzis.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I love that he drops into like a fancy dinner for like syndicate fucking whatever, and just that movie was a bananas.
It was.
I mean, I love that the lady that directed it purposely did that, and then was like, people don't get it. Like they were like, people don't get that this is a satire about violent movies. Right. They think like I'm just crass or whatever. She's like, in reality, this was a commentary on how stupid violent movies are, but it's also a stupid violent movie. And the end is just fucking ridiculous. I love it. Is.
It's so awesome.
It was a fun movie. I enjoyed Punisher Warzone.
I'm not gonna lie. The only thing I remember from that movie is Kelly snoring.
She liked it that much, huh?
No,
I remember
hammered.
Jess. Yeah. She was. I remember Jess watching it through her fingers the whole time.
Yep.
Oh God.
Yep. That's about it.
Yep.
Did I tell you guys
it's also
about
one of the only movies that I actually applauded in the theater.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was
really?
Mm-hmm.
Did I tell you guys about the Jurassic games?
I don't think so.
Imagine Hunger Games, but instead of all of the contestants being, teenagers, whatever, they're death row inmates fighting to whoever wins gets taken off of death row. And it's in virtual reality. However, if you die in real life. And because it's virtual reality, there's dinosaurs. So you're going up against each other and dinosaurs.
I
It
was
is-
waiting for this for the twist of Jurassic.
That's awesome.
It is ridiculous. It's so bad. It's good. It's like they
Bessie,
intentionally made it
stop
bad.
giving the Republicans ideas.
Yeah. I honestly thought you were gonna say like it's like Hunger Games except with dinosaurs,
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
That's what I was waiting for.
which I was gonna
Waiting for
not
the
know
dino.
what the hell that meant.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Oh,
Wow.
that's awesome.
I've not
So
seen
bad.
this.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Do yourself a favor.
Yeah.
Go see it.
Oh God,
Nice.
what is it on streaming? Something?
It is on
Nice.
Amazon Prime.
Oh Jesus!
And I
means I'm gonna
saw it
watch
there. I saw it there because of Velocipaster.
For
What?
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 You guys haven't
What?
You guys didn't know about that?
There is a movie called
That's the best name
Velocipaster,
ever.
which is awful, and it's basically
I'm
a
so
priest.
confused as to what the premise of this is going
Okay.
to be. But go
It
ahead.
It is a priest who gets scratched, I believe, in some jungle in Asia, which
It's
is
like the Spider-Man thing. He
clearly
gets bit
like
by a velociraptor.
New Jersey. And he turns into a velociraptor when he gets upset. Okay, to put it mildly, there is a character in the movie whose only name is the Chinese. What? In the credits.
That's not a noun.
Wow.
That's not a
In
noun.
the
You can't
credits,
just.
it's the Chinese. I wish I was joking.
Where was this movie made?
I don't know. I think
How?
New
Well,
Jersey.
I have it. 2018. It's only 2 years
2018.
old.
It's on Amazon Prime. Yeah. Yep. It's amazing.
Oh man.
But you can tell that this movie was clearly made 100% satire. They were like, let's make the worst possible movie ever.
Oh, that's awesome.
A man
what-
of the claw.
Dude, when they show him on screen fighting ninjas as the Velociraptor, he is clearly wearing a T-Rex costume. It's amazing.
Wow.
So wait a minute.
Oh
Just
man.
by the way, guys, I'm looking at Rotten Tomatoes 54%, 5.2 out of 10 on IMDb. 83% of Google users liked it. The Google rating,
Well
4.7
deserved.
out of 596 reviews. And someone says it's currently 1 a.m. and I just finished watching Velocipaster. Quite honestly, I cannot think of anything that I could have done to make the past 70 minutes more worthwhile than watching Marvel.
Yep.
People legitimately think this is amazing. Wait a minute.
It's
They
like a Sharknado. It's just so bad that it's,
Oh, you need to
The
watch
son-
the trailer.
Of Doug's parents, which I have to rank as one of the most heartbreaking moments in film history.
Dude,
Second
it's
only to the death of Cherokee Jack in Threat Level Midnight.
it's one of those movies that you have to watch not sober.
Oh,
But dude,
Hey,
I
watch
guess I know what I'm doing after we get out of here.
watch Velocipaster and then Jurassic Games. I'm telling you.
Oh, I have to watch
It's late,
this.
and I am definitely not sober. So.
So many people are reviewing it so well.
It's horrible. It's awesome.
My God, this is so amazing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch this at some point. Oh my God, Bloody Disgusting said they've written a sequel.
Wait,
Why
there's a
were they?
Velocipaster too?
He's the Pope now.
To Velocipastor has been written as of March 16th. They shared a sneak peek on Twitter of the after a devastating family tragedy, a priest travels to China to find deeper spirituality, but instead is endowed with financial ability that allows him to turn into a dinosaur. Oh wait, that must
Not
be
the same priest then. This is a
That's the
different
original.
person.
It's a crisis of faith. That's all.
Never mind. This must be. This is. Oh no, that was the original summary because he goes there.
Oh.
He turns into at first he's horrified by his newfound superpower, but a local prostitute convinces him to use his newfound gift to fight evil and ninjas. So that's the first one. But yeah, the director writer has written.
Of course, you couldn't get anybody else to direct this but the person who wrote it.
Oh, of course not. It's
We're in the wrong business.
the plot structure was flawless. Every bit of it just made sense. I love the reviews might be as good as the movie at this point because reading them, I'm like, it's Frankie Mermaid is the actor.
Dude,
Because someone said Frankie Mermaid
it's
is
amazing.
the man I've ever seen in my entire life. Are any of these people real people?
I mean, you gotta have a good stage name. Come on.
Dude, it's fucking amazing. Like,
Wait a minute.
it's so bad.
I just watched the trailer, and the trailer is pretty flippin' amazing.
Dude, there's a part where they're like, I'm being attacked by ninjas. I'm in China. And it's clearly in like the woods in New Jersey. It's so good.
It's in the guy's backyard.
When I watched it, I was not sober. Like, and it made it so much better.
So this is my favorite. Zachary Steele is dinosaur suit performer.
They didn't even get the original actor to do it. They need a stunt double.
I think it's a different guy who's also in the camera and electrical department. Of other. I think this because he might be the cinematographer also.
Come on, get out of that fucking suit. I need you on this camera.
I love the whole crew, including cast, is like 6 people.
Yeah. Oh, this is my favorite.
Like when you're not on camera, you're holding the boom mic.
Zachary Steele is a cinematographer, camera operator, and dolly grip who is also dinosaur suit performer. Guy is holding up this entire fucking movie.
Dude,
There's 5 of us. We could do this.
I will say
Right?
though, you should watch this movie. It's so
I'm going to be watching it as soon as we get out of here.
It's so good.
I think we should just make our own fucking like whatever, like our own Warhammer movie and just make it stupid.
Yeah. It is supposed to be a satire.
Right? Just make it
Cardboard
the
suits.
possible. Yeah, just so bad.
Yeah.
I'm up for it. Let's do it. That looks
Yep.
incredible.
Nerf guns, but instead of like no actual like fuck your sound effects, John, we just all go like pew pew pew. It's just like-
Yeah. Get like the fucking Nerf guns would be great. Ka-chunk,
Yep.
ka-chunk, ka-chunk.
Yep. We'll
Awesome.
spray paint them gray or what it may be. Who knows?
I've seen some awesome Nerf guns that were morphed, Etsy'd into fucking Warhammer shit.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
we can totally do this. All right, I'm getting so tired.
Yep.
Yeah, I should
Drunk.
probably log. It's I have to be up in
Almost
5
1 o'clock.
hours for work.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I need
Oh
water,
yay!
and I need to get to bed so I can have a fucking T-con at 9 for Christ's sake.
Fuck is
What is a
that?
T-con?
Telecon.
Oh,
Oh.
at least you don't have to wear pants for it.
No,
Sure.
I don't even get on camera. People are always like, "Why don't you get on camera?" And I'm like, "'Cause I don't touch my hair all day. Like, it's just absurd. My hair every day, other than right now, because I went out today, looks normal. Otherwise, I look like a fucking maniac. Everywhere, and it's so long right now. Like, it's either some version of fucking flock of seagulls with like sides all like this. It's fucking crazy. So most of the time I look like a fucking psychopath. So yeah, I don't even get on camera, so I'll just roll out of bed and get on that one. I'm
Just
not
shave it all down and it doesn't matter.
I thought about it. I gotta do something. It's getting out of control.
It makes me look like
Join
a
the
crazy
crew.
person, but it's cool.
But
I
you
don't
know,
care.
like I gotta keep these delicious locks.
Nice.
Oh,
All right. Well, we're gonna get out of here then. So thanks everybody for checking it out. We'll catch you next time.
Bye.
You guys.
Buttholes.